Who built this country? We built this country. Who run this country? We run this country. Who runs from this country? All them damn tethers. And we right here to put in that certified work. Let's go. I seen somebody in the chat. Somebody said, FBA, we in this bitch. Damn right we are. Certified salute FBA Friday. We in the house. Let's go to work, fam. I see the 304. Charleston, Chicago's in the building. Free Huey all damn day long. Riverdale, GA in the place. Florida's in the place. I see you. Certified. All the way live. We see Phoenix is in the building. 719 is in the building. You got to represent to the fullest. Kalamazoo, Michigan's in here. The 803, Columbia, South Carolina. 706, Augusta. The 337. Much love and respect to you. VA is all up in here. All represented in the place. Louisiana, Baltimore. You know, when you got Louisiana and Baltimore, I'm talking about the best accents in America, family. You got to love it. Indiana, you got to love it. Oakland, got to love it. 912-718, Nevada, Boston, Connecticut, 216, you got to love it. Oakland, got to love it. St. Louis, I can't forget about all of them accents right there, if you feel me. You got to love that as well, fam. You got to love Dallas is in here. The 914, the 214 is in the building. The 614, the 907, Los Angeles, San Diego, Dallas again, 504, Brooklyn, Connecticut, Kentucky, Cincinnati, Indiana, and all the way back around to Duval, Jacksonville, Florida, if you're down with me. Fam, here we go. Black Americans, we the ones who built this damn country. The whole damn world knows that we built this country. And family, everybody said that FBA was just owns the internet. It was an internet thing, remember? Y'all not really outside. What's that dude, that big old Kentucky Fried Chicken dude, Deontay Kyle, is that his name, that chump? Well, family, they was trying to say that FBA was only on the internet, but I'm looking around and I'm seeing the FBAs everywhere. And I'm seeing the FBA is in all places. But when we outside, we don't see them. But family, let me tell you what I do see. Happy Foundational Black American History Month. That is out for us, and that's damn near. Fam, when I tell everybody that FBA is making these people crash out, that FBA is making these people fall out, I'm talking about this right here.
On this Black History Month, we're highlighting foundational Black Americans whose ingenuity, innovations, and labor play a critical role in American culture and infrastructure, including Alexander Miles, who invented automatic elevator doors in 1887, and Garrett Morgan, who invented the three-light traffic signal in 1923. And our next guest is working to ensure that foundational Black Americans' contributions are known.
That's ABC News. Yeah, that ain't no rinky-dink, fam. Nah, broadcasting live. Foundational Black American History Month. Delineation for the win, y'all. Delineation for the win. We winning, telling everybody, changing the world one day at a time, city to city, state to state. You heard everybody in our roll call. That be us. That don't say African American, people of color American. That don't say black and brown, no elision. That says foundational Black American. We all did that. Let's go.
Before the modern day toilet, the can, the pot, the throne, the john, whatever you call it, going to the bathroom used to be messy, uncomfortable, it smelled bad, and it also spread disease. All that began to change because the foundational Black American invented the modern indoor toilet, and his name was Thomas Elkin.
Yeah, thank goodness for Thomas Elkin. And that is just one of many videos made by author and creator of Foundational Black American Legacy.
Woo! Foundational Black American Legacy on Foundational Black American History Month. It don't get no better than that because there ain't nobody better than us. There's no better time than now. And if you watching everybody, they watching us. Fam, we tell people that we run this all. We tell people that they can go ahead, be quiet, be a nice little hater and hate over there from the sideline because we in the game. We are the game. The game don't move without us. Foundational Black Americans, we ain't back. We are the frontline riders. And if you notice, y'all, Foundational Black Americans popping up everywhere. What that was right there, my brothers and sisters, that's the future. What you're seeing right there is the future. I want you to multiply that by tomorrow and the next day and the day after. That's going to give you a prime example of where we coming from and how we coming with it, y'all. It started off with us representing our lineage, heritage, and culture. It started off with us representing who we were. Now these people are doing it. And you know why? You're starting to see that. And that was international news. Okay. Didn't I tell everybody Foundational Black Americans, we dominate the nation and now we taking it all across the globe, fam? Didn't I tell everybody that wherever you see somebody dancing like us, rapping like us, singing like us, or shall I say, trying to do all those things like us, that is where our influence is. But guess what now, family? It ain't just a blind influence where you just dance in the dance. Now you know where it's coming from. And you calling and you identifying the people as such. We ain't no people of color. We ain't no minority. We ain't no black and brown. We ain't no BIPAC. I don't even know what the hell that means. We are Foundational Black Americans, and you will address us as such. And you will watch the whole world address us. Because when we put down that FBA flag, everybody shuts down. And that's what's happening right now. Them out the game, Foundational Black Americans leveled up. Let's go to work. Family, when I tell everybody that the whole sentiment of Foundational Black American excellence is dominating, that's exactly what I mean. These people was trying to come out here just a few damn days ago, y'all, and they was running around talking about immigrants built America. How long did that last, fam? How long did that last? And if you see news publications that are international and they're talking about Foundational Black Americans, and then when you look around and they're all throwing in Foundational Black Americans, you see African gone. Yes, you see all those little code names and code words out the door. And we are the only ones that remain. And when I tell people we the ones that remain, remember this, y'all. They come up with something and we shut it down. Y'all tell me how you feel about this here.
Here's the same thing that was done in the South for decades to prevent people of color from voting.
See, this is where my righteous anger pop up because I know what he's saying is a lie. I live in the South. I've been living in the South my whole life on the Gulf Coast. I go to vote every single time there's an election. And guess what? I show my ID. I write my signature. They check to make sure who I am. I go vote. No problems. Nobody asking me any questions. Nobody making me count the jelly beans in the jar. And quit lumping us in the people of color category. We're Black Americans and we are citizens and nobody is taking away our right to vote. What they are doing is they're using Black people, going back in the past, provoking emotional manipulation because they know if they say Jim Crow or slavery, Black people are going to be like, oh my God, he's right. They're coming against us. This has nothing to do with you, Black people. Wake up. People of color he talking about is illegal migrants. They don't have IDs. That's their new voting base. But letting these people use you. I've been having an ID since I was 15 years old. I'm 50 years old. Every Black person I know has an ID. You need an ID to drive. You need an ID to go into a club. You need an ID to fly on a plane. You need an ID to go into another country. You need an ID to buy liquor. You need an ID to buy cigarettes. I don't know any Black person without an ID. Even the poorest of the poor Black people have an ID. JJ down the street that dig in the trash can that I pass by and he always bothering me about a little bit of money. And when I feeling a little giving, I give him $5. Guess what he do? He go straight into the liquor store and go buy him some liquor. But before he do, he present his ID. So even the homeless man got an ID. Black people, y'all can keep letting these liberals play in y'all face. But Malcolm X warned y'all about these people. They're using you. This is about getting illegal migrants to vote. They don't have an ID. So they don't want any questions whenever they walk in there. They are the Democratic Party new voting base. They are the new slave.
For instance, if you change, you're a woman who got married and changed your last name, you won't be able to show ID and you'll be discriminated against. If you can't find a birth certificate or a proper ID, you'll be.
If you can't find a birth certificate, family, Foundational Black Americans, we got all that. And I'm going to tell you where we got it. We got that in Mama's Bible. Yes, the hell we do. We got birth certificate, we got photo albums, family, we got report cards. How many of y'all got everything you need in the family right there in the Bible? How many of y'all got it in the photo album? But I guarantee they're gonna be right there side by side if they ain't together already. We ain't got this, that, and the other thing. We got it all. And we got you shook right now. That's what it is. And the sister made an elegant point. The immigrants are the new slaves on the plantation for the Democrats. And since Democrats love the immigrants so much, have at it. Y'all have a great time. Go ahead, enjoy yourselves, because foundational Black Americans is over here. This is what delineation look like. This is what it's all about. We ain't taking no shorts and no losses, family. We going straight forward, and the next stop's the bank. Brothers, sisters, kings, queens, goddess, gods, I want all y'all to enjoy the ride, and I want all of y'all to enjoy these victories that we got going. Don't just sit back and see these people trying to play us and be like, damn, there they go again. No, see the fact that they got to try to play us and we shutting it down. See your victories and your wins and everything. See the fact that you could say something and then the world follows right behind you. See the fact that you can make a declaration and then everybody makes the same one. You tell me the thing that Black Americans have said that everybody else ain't out here trying to commentate on. It don't exist, because we, as foundational Black Americans, we shut it down before they get it started.
Discriminate against this.
Well, first of all, that's a lie. I've been married twice. Don't judge me. Divorced, and then he died. Now I'm remarried. Now let's get back to it. Both times I presented my birth certificate and photo ID. And then I got a marriage license. I got married. And then if I tarried on getting my name changed, guess what? If I went to vote and I didn't have the right name, all I have to do is bring my marriage license. And we know we got a birth certificate. You know why? Because I needed it to get my marriage license, dummy.
There you go, fam. They out here talking about birth certificates. You need it for everything. How you sitting there cold blood talking about illegals, trying to make it look like you talking about Black folks? You must be talking about that Juan Crow that never existed, because it's hell no.
Or if you didn't need it, you had to have some type of ID in order to get the marriage license. So you bring both. You bring both. And they check it, and they see that the marriage license is your name change. That is just if you just got married at the time of an election. Most of us women, we get married and we handle business. We go ahead and get that new Social Security card and that new driver's license. Black America, I'm going to need you to wake up. Did you hear what I said? Black America.
Black America. B-L-A-C-K. There it is, family. Y'all see now how what we say amongst ourselves goes across the planet Earth like a wildfire? Yes. Family, we got to go ahead and go there now. We in the next level of the game. The game don't just stay one way. The game takes different steps, and we done took it to another level. This is foundational Black American History Month. Look how we came in, fam. We come in smoking, fam. Straight up and down. You already see foundational Black American on your international news. You already see foundational Black Americans telling the Democrats hell to the gnaw. Foundational Black Americans telling people we ain't on the front line. Foundational Black Americans delineating to the maximum. This is what we've been doing in this era, and it has been yielding results. We ain't never going back to how it used to be. Because in order for that to happen, family, that would mean that we wouldn't be present. Because wherever we present, you see nothing but victories that follow. And we right here, we ain't going nowhere. So what does that tell you? What does that tell the world? That tells everybody that this is our time, y'all. This is our damn time. And we shutting down all the people who come here. Let's make this clear, because there's a lot going on in America. Y'all see right now, they trying to run around and get every little dusty tether they can find that say something about Black Americans, and it ain't even lasting 3 days. They done went and got Kentucky Fried Kyle. He done came out there and he done broke down and had his blood sugar look like it was way too damn high. Looked like he ate the whole damn tub of ice cream, okay? And then he started talking, and then he crashed out. Huey Fleet, he crashed out. Shaboozey, he crashed out. You name me anybody who's came up against foundational Black American grassroots and has done anything. I'll wait, because they don't exist. And let me tell you what I mean by that. Do y'all know now you got Africans that are telling Black Americans that we don't deserve to be called African Americans? Damn. Can you believe that? You got Africans telling us that we need to drop the African American name. Who's going to tell them? Who going to tell them we ain't ever want that name? Have your goddamn name. We ain't want it in the first place. Hell no. We's not goods enough, y'all, to ever be called an African American. We need to leave that alone. That word is just so great for us. How about that? Because what's really great is foundational Black American. You can have African American, you can have American African, you can chop that MF up 100 different times from Sunday, and you can take it. Because Black Americans don't rejected it. The same way we rejected any op, tether, fleer, hopper, mop, or doc who comes around us because we run the yard. Y'all look at this dusty, musty, and always crusty woman. Y'all look at this woman. By the way, what the hell is going on with her head? Family, she got on faux bonnets, okay? She looked like she just laid out a whole new layer of cake soap, but it ain't cake soaping. Y'all watch her, and she says, Happy Black History Month. Damn, let's go.
Pick with African Americans, and I know I chose the wrong day, but I really don't care. And this is just me stating my opinion. This is no hate to anybody. And if you feel offended by my opinion, then I quite frankly, again, don't care. Y'all are the minority of a country that you didn't even choose to come to and have a made-up culture that was forced upon you on somebody else's land that does not belong to you. But you still have the audacity to say anything about any immigrant Africans that are coming to America, that live in America. My family came here by choice. There was nobody that forced them on a boat to come over. You guys didn't have a choice.
Oh, damn, she came out the gate with tether babble. And family, don't she look like her breath smells? How many of y'all can smell her breath through her phone, through TikTok, through YouTube, through your phone, in your house? Damn it, that stuff smells straight up like bamboo sticks and jollof, okay? And by the way, only thing I'm offended on is why you look so damn greasy. All right, that's the problem with her. You offended me with your damn jollof breath. Listen here, your fire-breathing jollof. Listen, Black Americans, we run this thing. And Black Americans, we weren't forced to come to America. We've been in America. And don't tell me that you willingly came to America. No, your ass willingly ran to America. Big difference. Your fire-breathing jollof breath. Let's get this correct right here, because I know you probably can't read, okay? BLACK, that goes for us. MOP, that goes for you. You are a melanated, other person, fire-breathing, jollof, breath, 2 bonnets on your head, and FBA still ain't went nowhere.
Choice. You didn't. So why are you shitting on people that have something that you don't have? And I really do try to sympathize with you guys. I really do, because it is really, really sad. But why do y'all force the oppression that was forced onto you? You guys force that same oppression on the Africans that have a home to go back to. If I told you to go back to where you came from.
Wait a minute, fam, didn't we just talk about this the other day? Remember when they were trying to tell us we don't have a home to go back to? Think about this, y'all. They tell us we don't have a home to go back to. When the hell are these people going to accept and not realize? Because they already know. I'm talking about accepting. Realizing and accepting are 2 different things. If you realize something, that means you just found out. Accept it means you knew it. Your ass didn't just want to acknowledge it. But we making your ass acknowledge it. So we don't have a home to go back to, but we ain't never went nowhere. How about the place where we're at now is home? And everybody's mad is because our home is the home of the people who've never ran. And then part 2 to that is that if we got to go to Africa, but yet they built America, they think they just have everything, don't they, family? So y'all built America and y'all got a homeland to go to. If y'all got all that going for you, how come you got 152 different colonizers? Sounds like you're full of cap. And exactly why foundational Black Americans have delineated from Mrs. Jollof Breath. Continue.
Where you gonna go? 23andme.com. Even then, you still can't go back. Like, if I asked an African American where they were from and they told me Atlanta, okay, that's kind of found.
Family, where y'all from? Let's go ahead and put a wrap to that. She said if she asked a Black American where we're from, we got to go to the internet or 23andMe. Georgia. There you go, right there. I said it. I'm from Georgia. I'm a Georgia man. Fam, I answered that 2 seconds, Miss Jollof. Where y'all from? Tell me where y'all at. Tell me where y'all at, where you from. Fam, I'll tell you where I'm from. I'll tell you where my parents is from, where my grandparents is from. I'll take you back to a plantation in the 1700s if you want to play that game. But you ain't got a birth certificate, and you come from a homeland that was named after a white woman if you want to go there. Oklahoma, Mississippi, STL. Do we got to do another roll call? We'll roll call all damn day long and we'll roll over your ass. Trust me when we roll call. Philly in the building, Macon's in the building, Las Vegas in the building, Ohio's in the building. I got the whole East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, and down south in here. You ain't even got the left side of the giraffe. Who you talking to? Get your mind right.
Founded by a white man, but I mean, shit, that's your culture, I guess. And since y'all shit on Africans.
Wait. Did she say our homeland? What, she bucking her eyes? She bucking. Hold on, she mop bucking.
Man, but I mean, where you came from, where you gonna go? 23andme.com. Even then, you still can't go back. Like, if I asked an African American where they were from and they told me Atlanta, okay, that's kind of founded by a white man. But
Atlanta was founded by a white man? What you call Nigeria? What you call all of Africa? Why do people even call it Africa? Isn't it funny, fam? They'll come to us and say, Africa was not our name. Africa's not the name. The white man named us Africa. The white woman named Nigeria. The white person named the Mediterranean Sea. Because you know, them damn T's be whooping their ass. They put about 15 T's in Mediterranean. Isn't it funny, fam? They want to tell us what the white man found. But the white man's found your whole damn continent. And he ain't just find it, he colonized it. To the point where you running around here dressing like him. Yes, Black American History Month. That's the way.
I mean, shit, that's your culture, I guess. And since y'all shit on Africans so bad, then go ahead and take that African out from in front of American and just be American. Because if you want to take 300 years of history over 2 billion years of history, then so be it.
What? Did she just tell us we need to take the African off of American? We never put it there. No. We're going to get back to Miss Joloff, sorry ass, here in a second. Oh, no, we're going to get to you in a second, Joloff. Your breath still going to smell when I come back. Okay, I can leave, circle the whole damn neighborhood, take a 5-year hiatus, and your breath still going to smell like bamboo sticks, Joloff, and flies. Okay, and giraffe-ish. All right, so you go ahead and put all that on the corner. Let me give you that work. We ain't no damn African Americans. Fam, y'all looking how she's trying to tell us like she's taking African away from us. We was never Africans in the first place. Don't nobody want to be no damn African. Fam, let me tell you something. The reason why they're so deranged when it comes to African, the reason is because don't nobody on the planet Earth want to be called an African other than maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 people in Africa. Because remember, a lot of them don't want to be called African. I'm not African. Hell, they don't want to be black. You're not African. You're not black. You're always going to tell us what your tribe is. Family, nobody's in Asia right now saying that they're Africans. Nobody's in Europe saying they're Africans. Nobody's in the Middle East saying they're Africans. Nobody's in Latin America saying they're Africans. You know, nobody wants to be African, so you're always trying to attach African to us. That's what it is. And we have rejected that ever since Jesse Jackson came up with it. So what do you got now? Not a damn thing. What you trying to say? Nothing. You ain't taking nothing back. And notice, fam, she says, if y'all don't want to be African no more, we taking it back. Then she said, how do y'all want to claim 300 years of history? 300? You better add like 300,000. But I understand, fam. Her little bonnet is wrapped too tight and her forehead frequencies is messing up her brain. So she doesn't understand. It's way longer than 300 years. Try like 300,000. But neither way. She's trying to tell us that we would rather associate with our American history than the 2 billion years of African history, why she's simultaneously telling us that we're generic Africans. Family, they make no damn sense, and they ain't trying to make no damn sense, all right? You can't take away something that we never were. You can't tell us to go back to a place we've never been. Y'all notice everything about what they tell us in regards to Africa always starts and ends with we've never. You ever notice that? We've never been there. We have never called ourselves that. We've never, ever been named that. Everything always goes back to never. It can never, ever land. All right. Never been an African, never been to Africa, never wanted to be, never thought of, never could, never should, never would. It's always never with us and y'all. But y'all are rent free 24/7 talking about Black Americans, and it just don't work. This is what we mean, family. This is our country. We built this country. We ain't African Americans, and happy Black History Month applies to us, not you.
I have no problem with that, but don't choose to be African American when it's beneficial to you.
What?
shit on Africans so bad, then go ahead and take that African out from in front of American and just be American. Because if you want to take 300 years of history over 2 billion years of history, then so be it. I have no problem with that. But don't choose to be African American when it's beneficial to you. Because
family, when the hell has it ever benefited Black Americans to be called Africans? Somebody tell me, somebody get this woman a tutor, all right? She needs to be completely lectured on intelligence, on Tic Tacs, on not being greasy. But when the hell did it ever benefit any of us or anybody to be called African? It don't benefit Africans to be called African. That's why they say they always align with their tribe. She making it sound like it's a flex. It ain't no flex. If y'all don't want to be African, go ahead. You ain't deserve it. We ain't earned the term African, according to this person, all right? And on top of all of that, she's making it look like it only benefits us. So being called African is a beneficial thing to Black American? Then what the hell you think we delineating for? Joe Loft breath? This woman don't know what the hell she talking about.
the switch up years of history, then so be it. I have no problem with that. But don't choose to be African American when it's beneficial to you. Because the switch up, I'm not fucking with it. Another thing is how y'all talk about, oh, how poor Africa is. Africa ain't got shit. Y'all poor in America too. They set up systems directly, strictly for y'all. When people think of Section 8, poverty, the people they advertise are straight African Americans.
The people that they advertise for Section 8 are African Americans, but yet she's telling us that we are not Africans. So she's talking about all the African immigrants who are on welfare. Oh, now she's making some sense. Y'all see how much sense she makes when she starts talking about her own kind? If you talked about your own kind, you would make a lot of sense. Talking about our kind is why you sound so foolish. So what you're really trying to tell us is that Africans, as well as other immigrants, they're the ones who are on all the welfare more than anybody else. And then I also want y'all to notice how she's regurgitating white supremacist talking points. Who are the main ones who always say that Black Americans are on welfare? And by the way, W's are on it the most. Yes, indeed. So she's over here regurgitating, duplicating supremacist talking points, telling us that we ain't earned the right to be called Africans, even when we've delineated, separated, regulated, and never wanted nothing to do with that broke ass term. And then on top of all of that, she's saying Happy Black History Month. Do you see why we delineate?
Americans, my bad. Because there's no way you sit here and hate on a place that you came from. Where do you think the Africa in American comes from? Like, but if you think you just grew straight up out of Atlanta.
Yeah, it came from Jesse Jackson, homegirl.
So be it. Whoop-de-doo. Congratulations.
It came from Jesse Jackson, just like that bonnet came out of a zebra's ass. And you decided to put it on your head. You ain't too bright, are you? You want to be bright. That's why you done put on a new coat of cake soap. But here's newsflash, homie. It ain't working.
Congratulations to you, because I quite frankly don't give a damn. Again, this is no hate, just my opinion, but love y'all. Happy Black History Month. I have a bone to pick with that.
There you go, family. That right there. That is what we talk about when we talk about these individuals who ain't like us. A prime example right there for you. You see how these people talk in circles, they disrespect, they say things that don't add up. And do you see why? She's mad. That's what she is, fam. She's trying to do the fake, you ever see somebody in family when they act like they're being sarcastic, but really it's coming out of a place of anger? She's got fake bravado, all right? She's trying to be like fake sarcastic. What it really is delineation whooping her ass up. And she's hurt and she's upset. She need to be upset about that damn bonnet or her breath. Okay, that's bonnet breath. Okay, bonnet breath needs to worry about herself. Bonnet breath needs to quit worrying about FBA. Bonnet breath needs to worry about Africa, because the whole time bonnet breath is talking about us, she could be fixing her homeland. Same exact thing with the Shaboozey guy. More and more talk about Black Americans, but no talk about you. You didn't say nothing about your people. You didn't say nothing about your conditions. You notice, family, they don't ever bring up what's going on in their homelands. That right there could have been it right there. You could have got straight to the point. You had a prime opportunity to say something about your homeland, and maybe somebody will go out there and fix it. Maybe. Let me be honest with you, family. Her life ain't going to ever be nothing. Okay? She's a loser now. She will always be a loser. The highlight of her life is me posting this video and roasting her for 15 minutes straight. Your life goes downhill from here. So you should have took this opportunity that I gave you as a Black American, Miss Bonnet Breath, to go ahead and shine a spotlight on your homeland. Okay? Your 15 seconds of fame are going to be gone in about 5 seconds. So you should have stood on African business, because when I take away the cameras, nobody will ever put a camera in front of you again. So it sucks to be you. It's good to be me. And family, that ain't the only one. Look at this right here. This individual comes out, and I want y'all to see what he says about building America.
I don't really get political on these platforms, but I don't find this to be a political issue, and this will be the only content that I'll be posting today. Today, I'm standing with and supporting the ICE out nationwide shutdown. I'm not really sure where we got lost and forgot that America is a nation built by immigrants, people that came here to work hard, follow the law, and build a better lives for themselves. Unless you're of 100% indigenous tribal blood, I'm sorry, but I have news for you. You also are a descendant of immigrants. No one should live in fear of...
Who? What? Oh, you mean the original people who are us? Oh, okay. You're not talking about the Siberians. Okay, I understand. You're mad because we messing up all them lies that y'all done told, and all them days that you told us that we just came here on that damn boat. Has everybody noticed they got this new emphasis on slavery all of a sudden? We gonna get to that. Watch this babble.
Of losing the life they've built and should feel safe in the place that they call home. What's happening right now is not political, and it's not okay. This is no longer about diligently and thoroughly searching out those who have broken laws and committed crimes. This is just chaos and pure xenophobia at its worst. People are being stopped on the street, ripped from their cars, their places of work, schools, their homes, whether they're lawful citizens or not, just because they look different or speak a different language. The talking point of, well, if they didn't do anything wrong, they don't have anything to worry about, simply doesn't apply anymore. Would you like it if your wife or daughter were stopped on the street by screaming, armed, masked men demanding that they prove that they're a U.S. citizen?
I don't have those problems. Y'all see right there why they're upset? Everybody notice why they're upset right there. He's upset because all of the boogeyman scenarios that they always present don't apply to Black Americans. See, that's supposed to fearmonger us and invoke some type of fear and distrust. We don't get scared by that because it doesn't apply. Family, what does not apply to Black Americans don't give a damn about. They're upset, and the vitriol's coming from the point where they're being targeted, and they don't like the fact that Black folks are not being targeted. What it really is all of these other groups in America, they wish that everything that's happening to them would happen to Black Americans, because they feel just as anti-Black as the white supremacists feel, because immigrants are anti-Black white supremacist minions, okay? So the minions are wondering why their supremacist slave master daddy is targeting them and not us. So this is why they're running their mouth like they are. They're upset that everybody knows Black Americans completely built this country. I want everybody to notice now. You see how everyone's trying to backtrack to slavery again? You guys notice that? In the last 2 weeks, you've heard slavery come up a hell of a lot. Hasn't it? Jasmine Crockett throwing out slavery. You see Chuck Schumer, he throwing out slavery and Jim Crow. Every time you turn around, they're trying to reinvoke slavery. Because as I was saying the other day on the panel with my good brothers and sisters, they want to go back now and erase foundational Black American ancestors because they can't handle foundational Black Americans in the present today. Let me tell y'all that 2 times. Right now, we giving them that work. They can't handle Black Americans. We certified regulators today. We whooping these people on every pillar and post, every lie, every op, every enemy. We put them to shame every time they pop up. It don't matter. You name the person who's tried to say something negative about Black Americans. I don't give a damn if it's a politician to an entertainer. We've been checking them. So now they're saying, well, we can't handle Black Americans who are grown men and women today in the present. Let's go back in time and let's try to remix slavery. Because if we can get rid of the Black American ancestors, by de facto, that gets rid of Black Americans in the present. And if you get rid of Black Americans in the present, then you get rid of the Black American future, the babies. This is what happens with cowards. You whoop their ass right now, and they want to go back to yesteryear. You know, whenever you watch those time movies where they time travel, what do they always do in the time travel movies? They go back in time and say, well, if I go back in time and I stop him when he was 5 years old, he won't ever live to be that 35-year-old, that 45-year-old who's giving me that work. You can't stop FBA right now, so you want to go back in time and you want to remix and steal from Black Americans in the past. That's what you're trying to do. This lets you know two things, brothers and sisters. They can't handle the smoke. They can't handle it right now. They can't handle it, fam. There's an all-out ancestral hijack going on. It's what I call a legacy hijack. They're trying to hijack our ancestors. They tried to do it for years, but now they're trying to do it and give it to somebody else. See, back in the old days, they would mention slavery, but they would mention slavery on the terms of how better it's got. Y'all notice how we've shifted, right? Back in the old days, it was, yes, America, we are better. It's a post-racial America, something they don't say no more because we stopped it. It's a post-racial America. We did have slaves. Not anymore. Now it's so better. That's what they used to tell us when they were trying to keep us submissive. Now what they do is that they'll bring up slavery and they'll just take us out of it. They'll say, oh, yeah, back in the old days, you're talking about the Mexican slaves. No. Oh, you're talking about the Irish slaves. No. Oh, you're talking about the Italian slaves. Hell no. We're talking about foundational Black Americans. That's what we're talking about. And every single time they try to run that game, y'all, Black Americans been shutting it down. You think it's a coincidence out of nowhere? Out of all the things that they can compare the ICE out protest to, it's always slavery. It's always slavery. Fam, notice they don't even compare it to the civil rights era. Have y'all noticed they jumped off of Martin Luther King? They don't even use Martin Luther King right now. You know it's something fishy when the supremacists aren't using Martin Luther King. You know they love Martin Luther King. They made up a Martin Luther King, whiten Luther King, token Luther King. Notice they're not bringing up Martin Luther King like that no more. They're kind of skipping over the civil rights era because we G-check John Lewis and all them. They can't get John Lewis, all right? Jesse Jackson is 3 billion years old. Al Sharpton's probably about to go to jail. They can't really use the civil rights no more, so they want to go back to slavery and then try to replace our foundational Black American icons with that hustle. Do you feel me? This is why we, as foundational Black Americans, we've been watching every single thing they do, y'all. This has been a game from the jump. They think they slick, but they ain't slick enough for us. So what we've been doing, we have been holding down our ancestors. Not just us right here in the flesh, family. We've been holding down our ancestors in the meantime, in between time. Let me tell you what I mean by them having people speak on our behalf. How many of my good certified foundational Black American brothers and sisters, how many of y'all seen Nicki Minaj come out recently? And Nicki Minaj is talking about why Black Americans aren't voting and why Black Americans aren't protesting. Nicki Minaj, weren't you just a few days ago talking about how you're illegal and you want to get down with Donald Trump? You was talking about how you want to get down with MAGA. She does from the Republican side what Shaboozey is doing from the Democrat side. These are tether pets, okay? The Democrats got their tether pets. They just got about 15 of them, all right? 1,500. And the Republicans got theirs too. Nicki Minaj is in no position to speak about Black Americans and anything we're doing. I want y'all to notice this woman literally starts talking about Black Americans and then she'll jump into politics real quick and then jump off. She'll jump in and jump off. Watch this right here, family. And y'all tell me, can a Trinidadian MAGA full-time anti-Black American ex-washed up rapper speak on us? Y'all watch this.
Americans have finally decided, find somebody else to do it. That's why they're not protesting, okay? They finally decided that they are not going to be anyone's pawn in these political games anymore, in this political theater, the political theatrics. They're not going to be bothered. They're going to be at work or at home or, creating, and that's that. And
who's she talking to? Family, where did she get all this from, brothers and sisters? Where did she get this from? Is she reading the script? I want everybody to know that she's reading the Republican tether pet script, where Shaboozey was reading the Democrat tether pet script. Why is she talking about what we're doing in the grassroots? You're not a part of the grassroots. Why is she talking about what we're deciding to do? This has nothing to do with you. You are from Trinidad. You are a tether. You're not a Black American. Why are you talking on behalf of us, Nikki?
Very happy because where's the money? Where are the billions of dollars that were stolen? Okay? Because guess what? The people who work hard and pay taxes, they have a right to know. Like there's no more distracting people. Everyone is smarter than that. And I think that's where African Americans stand right now is that.
Stop. Did y'all see how she just went into a trance and immediately jumped into MAGA talking points? That whole conversation started off with Black Americans, they're not voting and they're not protesting. And after she got all that cosplaying as a fake spokesperson for FBA out the way, then she jumped into, where's the money? Where's the money? Let me say this, family, and y'all know what I'm saying is real. Black Americans are not protesting, and it ain't got nothing to do with the Somalians. It ain't got nothing to do with Minnesota. It's got everything to do with us standing on our own goddamn business. That's what it's about. This ain't a one-off for us. I don't give a damn if it's Minnesota. I don't give a damn if it's Mississippi. I don't give a damn if it's Iowa. I don't give a damn if it's Michigan. If you are in America and you are not a Black American, we are not lending you assistance. Notice how she had to throw in all her talking points to serve her supremacist massa. We in here.
Political theater, the political theatrics, they're not going to be bothered. They're going to be at work or at home or, creating. And that's that. And I'm very happy because where's the money? Where are the billions of dollars that were stolen? Okay? Because guess what? The people who work hard and pay taxes, they have a right to know. Like there's no more distracting people. Everyone is smarter than that. And I think that's where African Americans stand right now is that they're not going to keep on speaking for people who every time they get in office, they completely forget about them, and they just use them, every 4 years. Find somebody else to do it. You called.
Damn. Where was she at the last 4 years when we've been saying this the whole time? How come out of nowhere now, y'all? Nicki Minaj is out here talking about the Democrats don't do nothing for Black people. Notice how everybody's telling us how the Democrats don't do nothing for Black people, but they never said it when us Black people said it the first time. Notice that, my brothers and sisters. Now everybody is saying exactly what we've been saying. They're just trying to say it in their own particular way. And it's all because they're trying to hustle us. Absolutely. That script is all over the place, wasn't it? She was all over the place. She was like, well, they're not protesting. Where's the money and taxes? And by the way, you ain't an American anyway. But this is why we shut it down. You can't have just any old person show up, family, and use melanin to gain access. Black skin don't get you in. And this is what they've been doing. Nicki Minaj is trying to talk about Black Americans and what we doing. You know why? It's because she's been watching. She's been listening. She's been hearing everything that we've been saying. She knows that she got her ear to the wall saying, well, damn, what them Black Americans talking about? What they saying? Have y'all noticed now? Everybody is saying what we've been saying. They're just saying it back to us like they are always in tune with us. Y'all notice that, fam? It's almost like, yeah, we've been down with y'all since day one. Let me tell you how you feel. But wasn't nobody ever saying that previously, though. You feel me? This is what we've been out here conquering, fam. Everybody understands now that foundational Black American certified Black society, this ain't no one-off or onesie and twosie, man. We out here doing our own thing completely. We have no type of tie-ins to any of these other people. It doesn't matter what comes next because all that political gender, that stuff going to blow in and out with the wind. FBA, we're going to stand right here for the long term, fam. We in it for the long haul. We play the long game. Delineation is the long game. It's not the short game, all right? If you out here and you really, really are about it, then you're going to have to stay on it. And that's where we at, family. We stand on it completely. So the very fact that you see these people running out here and they running their mouth and talking all that crazy madness and they sending out whoever the hell they can send out, I want y'all to see this individual right here. Now you also have Mrs. Taco Bell Grande. And she's from the Taco Bell Grande community. I want everybody to see that automatically. I've already showed you an African, I showed you a Caribbean, and I showed you a European. Think about this, family. Right now, we've been on for 40 minutes, and I done showed you the whole United Nations. And all these people in the United Nations seem to be saying the same thing about us. It's either a watered-down remixed version of what we've been saying in delineation, or it's some type of misrepresentation of what Black Americans are doing in the grassroots. Watch this right here. This woman mad, y'all. She said, if y'all don't want to come help her at the protest, damn y'all. She said, if black folks ain't down for the cause, she don't want us. Good, because we don't want you either. Let me show y'all this right here. Family, y'all watch what's coming here from the heartburn community. Watch this.
Hopeless, stop feeling useless. It's time for you to do your part. This is a narrative war. I repeat, this is a narrative war. And we need to stop calling our community members immigrants. We are not immigrants. We're the indigenous people of the land. We need to make that clear. And you need to change the words you use when referring to our community and your community, because this is exactly why we are in the position that our community is right now. Because all of this is a narrative war, and they've been putting billions of trillions of dollars for years before you were even born to make you think that we're the outsiders, that we're the foreigners, and that we don't belong. But we've been here before border lines were even drawn. We were here before America was America, from South America, Central America, North America, Canada. We have been migrating these lands before any real immigrant came and set foot on this native.
Fam, is she talking about our history and putting her history on it? Because everything she just said right there is basically what Black Americans were doing. If y'all was navigating so much all the way across the world, then how come there's no presence of y'all out here in the Southeast? This is what I mean, y'all. They're trying to remix antiquity because they can't deal with us in the present.
American land. We are natives. We are indigenous. We are not immigrants. And we are not immigrants. We are not immigrants. We are indigenous. We are not immigrants. And the longer you keep using that narrative, you are contributing to their propaganda for free. For what?
And I'm going to say it again. I don't get how people are okay with what's happening with the immigrants in our country right now. They're being treated like criminals, being racially profiled by how they look, by how they speak. I'm all for securing our borders, but detaining a high school student and then telling him you have no rights, period, and then transferring him to a different state without his parents' consent, that's kidnapping. That's child abduction. People say immigrants are stealing their jobs, we're criminals. But as a first-generation American, I can tell you that my parents worked extremely hard, contributed to our economy. Instead of saying that we're stealing your jobs, maybe learn a second language like we did. I'm sorry, but when the job application says Spanish preferred or Spanish required, that's not stealing. That's a skill you didn't take the time to learn. I am so grateful to be American, but I am also...
Damn! Y'all hear that right there, family? She just sat there and said every bad thing about the United States of America. If y'all don't know how to read, and y'all don't know how to speak my language, but I'm the American up in here. I'm the real one. I'm the person who created this country and built this country. Do y'all see the distaste and the disdain from people who are claiming to build America? They don't sound like they like America too damn much to be the people who built America. Y'all notice whenever we talk about America, we talk about America from a positive light. When we say that we built this thing, and do y'all notice how angry she is saying how they built this thing? How can the people who claim to have built America be so hostile to America? Other than you ain't ever built nothing in America and you're really a foreigner. And watch her tell you she loves being an American, but she loves being a Mexican more.
Skill you didn't take the time to learn. I am so grateful to be American, but I am also so proud to be Mexican because I am both. The fact that they're picking up these people from their jobs that benefit all of us Americans, and calling them criminals, that's unreal. That's disgusting.
There you go, family. That right there. What's disgusting is your gross falsehood misrepresentation of what's going on in my country. They don't like America too much, do they, family? They don't really like America. This is what I'm saying. Black Americans, we don't push back on all of this stuff. They really thought that whole immigrants built America thing, they thought that was a flex. But here's the thing. You can never come out and say you built America while you trash America at the same time. Whenever we talk about America, we're uplifting America because everything that's great about America, we did. So we got all the reasons to talk highly about the United States. They'll sit there and bash the United States while they say they built America. They'll sit there and bash the United States while they flee and run to America. They'll sit there and bash the United States while they immigrate to America. Everything always has a dosage of anti-American in it when you're dealing with these illegals. So this is why you watch people with dual allegiances, because deep down inside, they asses would much rather be in their homeland. The only problem is that their homeland don't got enough white people. Can we go there and say it for what it's really for, family? Their homelands ain't got enough white people there. If it did have enough white people, they would love their homelands. Why do you think Africans want to leave Africa? They want to leave Africa because it's not satisfying their appetite from being around white folks. Why do you think Mexicans want to leave Mexico? Because Mexico's not satisfying their appetite for being around white folks. Do you think it's a coincidence that the majority of all immigrants on the planet Earth always run to areas that are white people dominated? If you find a country or a continent that is occupied by white people, you will see a plethora by the millions of immigrants who want to go there. They'll jump over all of these places in their home continent. Because remember, if you're in Africa and you want to migrate, you don't have to go to Europe. You don't have to go to America. You can go to all of the 54 countries in Africa. How come you don't have inter-Africa migration? Because inter-Africa ain't got enough white folks for you. Checkmate. If you are in Mexico, how come you don't migrate within Latin America? You got all these different places in Latin America, but you always want to show up at the white man's doorstep? So it goes back to tell everybody what we've already known, and we're the only ones who know it because we're the only ones who tell the truth. Truth speakers. Immigration is all about proximity to them folks. And if they didn't have them folks, they asses would be upset. So this is why we've been shutting down the whole who built America, who came to America, who fled to America. You can't have a fleer say that they're a builder, because once your ass fled, you've disqualified everything else. And Black History Month is one of the most prominent things, family, because I want everybody to notice the significance. Y'all remember Black History Month last year, year before last, year before last? You remember every single Black History Month, family, was always Africans and RBG and stuff. Y'all notice you don't see that like that no more. You notice that, fam? Look at it, brothers and sisters. Do you really see all of that anti-Black American and putting the RBG flag on everything we do? You ain't seen that like now, fam. No, Like right now, you ain't seen that. You ain't seen all of the RBG flags on Black History Month. Why? Why aren't you? It's because Black History Month, we done reclaimed it. We done shut it down in full speed. And you're sending out people right now to say things like Black History Month should be for all Black people on the planet Earth. Watch this person right here, family. This person right here says that Black History Month needs to, quite frankly, be a time where it's for all Black people on the planet. Watch this.
Are on TikTok stating that Black History Month is only meant to celebrate Black American history. And I 110% disagree. That's crazy. I can recognize that the concept of Black History Month started in America, but that's as far as that goes. To then come onto this app and state Black History Month is only meant to celebrate Black American history is absurd. And you are moving like the colonizers who put you there. First, y'all weren't even the first ones freed. Second.
Hell no. Family, so it is anti-everybody else to celebrate something that's celebrating us in America. Think about this, fam. I want everybody to notice what this fool just said. She said that it is anti-everybody else to celebrate yourself. Do you see the way they stick and move, y'all? You see what I'm talking about? Look how they trying to run the game right here. Who the hell celebrates the 4th of July? Matter of fact, hold on. No, I need to see my certifieds. Who celebrates the 4th of July? Do they celebrate the 4th of July in Mexico? You look at them like they was crazy. Do you celebrate the 4th of July in Berlin, Germany? You look at them like they was crazy. What about Italy? Do they celebrate the 4th of July? Isn't it funny how if I tell you the example of nobody celebrates the 4th of July because the 4th of July is a celebration of America, why the hell are you so shocked when I tell you that Black History Month is in America because it's for Black Americans? You know that. You know that. But you just desperate as hell to get a piece of the pie. Okay, that's what it really is. These people know what's going on. Out with the they don't know yet. Okay, we're going to get all that out the way. Out with all that, well, they don't know. They know damn well they don't give a damn. They want what you got. And when somebody wants what you got, they'll do anything. Certified salute if you're listening to my sister Natural. Shout out to you, beloved. My sister Natural said it best the other day. We had a little tether, pop up, you know what I'm saying? And we do what we do whenever tethers pop up around our way. We check their ass. And the tether guy was like, oh, Shaboozey didn't know. Shaboozey just didn't understand. Shaboozey had no idea. Nigerians don't know much about America. I said, if Nigerians don't know much about America, then how come they got a 50 Cent over in Nigeria? He's called 20 Cent. If Nigerians don't know nothing about America, how the hell they got a Nigerian Tupac? He's called 2 Black. Okay. How the hell do you know all these things about us, but you don't know about us? And my sister Natural shut him down and said, y'all mimic white supremacist talking points. That comes from America. You got that message. Y'all mimic how foundational Black Americans walk, talk, and dress. Y'all got that message. So how come you ain't never get the message of us being the indigenous people? Or is it that you don't want us to be the indigenous people? Because family, let me tell you a little news. If we foundational Black Americans disassociate and we make it clear that we're the indigenous Americans, all that African stuff is out the window. And if African is out the window, they can't tie on to us no more. Do you know that Black Americans are Africans' international lifeline? Oh, Black Alpha, I might be the first person to say that on the internet, family. And since I'm number one, let me say it again. Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, we are Africans' international lifeline. Without us, they're not associated with anything great. They have to make it look like we're a product of them. Because if they can't sell that story, people are going to start saying, well, what the hell have y'all done? We see what the Black Americans done. You see Foundational Black American History Month. Why do you think Africans are so obsessed with our History Month? How in the hell can somebody from another continent on the other side of the earth, across the big ass ocean, try to claim American holidays? You trying to claim an American holidays. You don't claim Thanksgiving. No, you don't do that. You don't claim the 4th of July. You don't do that. You don't claim Valentine's Day. You don't do that. You skip over all the holidays in America, but yet you want Foundational Black American History Month. And then they went to the UN so they can get a Diaspora History Month. And they said, hell no, because the Diaspora History Month should go on in the diaspora, and we ain't a part of it. And everybody knows that would just be filled with bamboo sticks and colonizers. You ain't really left people a lot to celebrate, fam. So how come there's an obsession with Black American History Month? Because Black Americans are your international lifeline. If Africans cannot stake claim to all the greatness and achievements that Black Americans have had, then Africans are going to be deemed what their history and their record shows you, as people who have failed. You failed your village, you failed your homeland, and you failed your continent. This is why you always leave your continent and you always end up on the doorstep of whatever country white people are at. I rest my damn case. Back to this. And by the way, that bonnet is covering the back of her head. That forehead looks like Ihan Omar's. And I'm questioning this woman's Jollof breath. Fam, because my Wi-Fi is skipping. So let me tell everybody right here. I think this woman may be a tether trying to act like a Black American so she can open the door so tethers can take Black American History Month. But it's hell no to you, it's hell no to them, it's hell no to everybody.
Majority of the Black figures you celebrate during Black History Month have roots in the Caribbean.
What?
Who then have roots to the motherland.
Oh.
How can you disregard the motherland and the two boat stops before y'all? Maya Angelou, Trinidadian. Stokely Carmichael, Trinidadian. Colin Powell, Jamaican. Harry Belafonte, Jamaican.
Man, don't nobody give a damn about no damn Colin Powell. Don't nobody give a damn about him. No, man, they always bringing up Harry Belafonte. I'm sorry. I'm just keeping it real. Your average Black American ain't out here saying, "Ooh, Harry Belafonte now." What about the Black Panthers? No, we ain't worried about them. Who you want to talk about? Harry Belafonte? Harry Belafonte? They all, fam, Roland be doing that. You got BB, you got Harry Belafonte. Don't nobody give a damn. They always name people that are insignificant. Yeah, this is a tether. Fam, you ain't lying. Shout out to y'all. This is a tether. What you mean? Yeah, the motherland. Well, the motherland, you got a whole motherland that got your back. Yeah, it's called America. You ain't realized? We got two different mamas. We got two different mamas. Your mama in some damn village over there where your ass needs to be. We ain't worried about that. Let's make this clear. They always name the same three people.
Maya Angelou, Trinidadian. Stokely Carmichael, Trinidadian. Colin Powell, Jamaican. Harry Belafonte, Jamaican. Grandmaster Flash, Bayesian. Malcolm X, Grenadian. To constant.
Now, fam, what's up with them and Malcolm? Boy, they want Malcolm bad, don't they? They just skip over Malcolm's whole dad. Malcolm ain't had no dad, I guess. Malcolm just showed up to Earth, right? They was like, Malcolm X, we're going to skip over every damn thing. We're going to just hop over all of this. And fam, are y'all hinting, like, is there an accent? Fam, you hear the way she said Colin Powell? Fam, I don't know, dog. I don't know, players. Fam, I hear an accent. Listen to the way she said Colin Powell. Fam, I don't think this woman's a Black American.
Who did have roots to the motherland. How can you disregard the motherland and the two boat stops before y'all? Maya Angelou, Trinidadian. Stokely Carmichael, Trinidadian. Colin Powell, Jamaican. What? Harry Belafonte, Jamaican.
Powell? Colin Powell? Fam, she can't talk. This a damn tether. Accent detected.
Trinidadian. Colin Powell. Trinidadian. Colin Powell. Colin Powell. Colin Powell. Jamaican. Harry.
Oh, your ass is a Cohen tether pro. That's what the hell your ass is. Straight up and down. And leave Maya Angelou alone. She got FBA roots. Quit playing.
Belafonte, Jamaican. Grandmaster Flash, Bayesian. Malcolm X, Grenadian. To concentrate the celebration of Black history to just the Americas is absolutely ridiculous and contradictory to celebrating Black history. The Black Americans are on TikTok stating that Black History Month is over.
Boom. There you go, family. Boy, she was reaching, wasn't she? Was she? She trying to come up with any damn thing she could. Colin Powell, you a damn tether. You a damn boy. You better stop. I'm tired of seeing these damn tethers act like they Black Americans. Y'all see how devious these people are? They said let's get a tether to make it look like they're a Black American. See what it is, family. They understand when they knock on the door of Black Americans, we're not answering for them. So what they do is they come up with somebody who's really a tether and they're acting like they're us so they can go answer the door. I want y'all to understand that, fam. Remember this, okay? The person that escorts someone else into your community or the person who sneaks their way into our house, they want to be the first one to answer the door. That's really what it is, okay? They will try to come into our house as Black Americans. They'll cover up their forehead. They'll cover up their hairline. They'll act like they got deodorant, but y'all know they be having reactions to deodorant because they never use it. And once they get inside of our house, soon as the doorbell rings, they'll be like, I got it. So they can run to the door and go and open it. Remember, y'all, they send out these tether infiltrators so the tether infiltrator can be the door opener for all the other tethers when they show up. This is why whenever you see a tether trying to tie themselves into us, they're always doing it so they can bring on their cousins. This is why you don't let them come into the house, okay? You got to watch it. They know we ain't answering the door. So they like, damn, can I get through the door and then I can pretend I'm them so I can answer it? No, hell no, you can't. They don't like that type of energy, though. They don't like that type of energy. And that's good because we keep giving them that energy, if you feel me. And let me take it a step further, fam. This is what brothers and sisters mean. Everybody's out there worrying about our ethnicity, right? But we've been shutting it down. That's why I said we pushing back. And I love it. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm happy, family. I'm glad that Shaboozey got on the Grammys and he started talking about immigrants built America. Because be honest with y'all, that was the final straw. That was the last one to fall. We done went through everything. We running out, fam. We running out. How many things have we done shut down? Every term, fam. We've not only delineated from political parties, organizations, and politicians, we've delineated from terms. Terms are what we delineated and canceled. Nobody can get off saying that. Let me ask y'all a question, my family. When was the last time you heard somebody say people of color? When was the last time you heard that? When was the last time you heard the term minority or Black and Brown coalition? You know, the last time I heard Black and Brown coalition was from a Latino trying to say why we don't like it. You notice now, family, every time you hear minority, Black and Brown, or people of color, it's not coming up in reference to Black Americans no more. We shut it down. We annexed it. Anytime you hear it coming up is them trying to convince us to continue to use it, not trying to convince us that we just need to go along and keep doing what we were doing. No, they keep trying to say, y'all got to use that term again. Please be a Black American who's an African American, who's a person of color, who's a minority. And we say, no, Black American, nothing else. There's no more ands anymore. Have y'all noticed that, family? How many times do you hear Black American and? Did we shut down the and part? You don't hear Black American and person of color. Black American and brown people, Black American and minority. We done seen all those ands don't work for us, so we simply removed it. That's what regulating does. So now the fact that they can't use all of those terms that were attachments to us, they broke it. Anytime you hear somebody now bring up people of color and minority, they only bringing it up in desperation and pleading to us to not continuously to cancel it. It's not them saying we are Black and brown, we are minorities. What they're really saying is, please keep saying it because we need y'all to keep saying it. Remember, y'all, they need us. We don't need them. And delineation has showed that. What we show everybody as well is that why y'all so worried about our ethnicity when you could be worrying about your own? Because the lies ain't flying. Watch.
Y'all have to stop lying to yourselves. That's where that anger is coming from. The lies that you are telling to yourself that you know ain't true. And you know the reason why you even feel the need to lie. Y'all did not come over here to America broke with not a penny to your name and build these communities from that's your people just from y'all sticking together. Y'all are lying. If that's all it took to build over here, then y'all would have built in your own country. Do y'all really think that y'all can be in your own country and build for nothing, but y'all came over here with zero to land y'all don't even know how to work? Y'all got to stop lying to yourselves, lying to your children. Y'all got to stop. Y'all parents was part of the poor ones and not the poor people that live at poverty, the ones that lived up under it who felt like they ain't had no. And so they, yes, if y'all don't like that part of y'all story, then y'all got to start going back then. That's the only way to take it back about y'all history. Y'all cannot look at the parts in y'all history and pick the ones y'all don't like and try to rewrite that motherfucker. It ain't no new age colonization that's gonna go on, at least not in America. You know what I mean? These new age Negroes, even the whole civil rights, we shall overcome, even that don't work no more. You know what I mean?
Didn't I just say that, family? Didn't I just say that? I don't know this sister, but she's saying the same thing I said. All that we shall overcome civil rights, they can't use that no more, y'all. The civil rights ancestral hijack, that stuff don't work. They can't run around here and talk about civil rights. That ain't going nowhere. They can't talk about Selma. Family, when was the last time you seen a Selma reenactment do anything? Selma used to stop the television. Selma used to stop the television, the internet, you name it. Nobody brings up Selma no more because they understand they wasting their time. So they got to go back. And FBA continues to shut it down. Loving it.
Y'all got to stop lying to yourselves. Y'all truly do. Y'all was poor, broken out, and people helped y'all. What about this is so bad that y'all literally flipped on these people? And now y'all are attacking these people, telling them that they the ones lying, feeling like, oh, y'all feel like y'all some big shot shit. No, y'all feel like y'all some big low shit. That's the reason why you got to lie about the help that was given to you. And to be honest with you, that's the reason why a lot of people don't like to help people now, because of stuff like this. It's not because you want some big glorified parade for your help, but imagine pre-knowing that if you help this person, they're going to denounce every piece of part of help that you are going to give to them, every sacrifice that you are going to do to yourself and your family to help them out. They're gonna lie about it all. Hell, fuck no. That's your problem. Just say something.
Woo! Easy. On fire, hot fire. You feel me? And she made a point. Because all it is a lie to get you in the door. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is a lie to get in the door. Fam, I want you to notice they scrambling everywhere. They scrambling. The reason why we've been seeing an increase in an influx of all the liars is because one lie don't work. Let me tell y'all this. They used to tell us one lie. And one lie would last 20 years off rip. And that's lowballing it, okay? They would tell one lie, it'll last 20 years. If they told two, it went 60 years. The reason why they tell a new lie every week is because the last 30 lies ain't moving us. We done shut down all the lies, so they don't really got nowhere to go. What they gonna do when we don't listen to the lies no more, y'all? So this is why they shook. And I'm so glad that they ended up mentioning Who Built America, because that was the final one that we had to go ahead and chop down. So now we're doing that. And that ties us in closer to our indigenous status. We out here winning, man. We out here winning. Because every time they talk, we're gonna come back with this right here. And let me say this as well. This thing that we've been doing, y'all, is we've been matching energy in a spectacular fashion. What do I mean by that is that foundational Black Americans, with the advantation of the internet and social media, now we can match mainstream media. Have you noticed that the same exact time that you started to see social media take off is the same exact time that delineation took off. Because now we can see that there's millions of brothers and sisters who feel the same way as us. More and more every day, I'm hearing people that said they used to vote Democrat, but they talking about the grassroots now. More and more, I'm seeing people that thought it was all lives matter. Now they say, no, foundational Black Americans. I used to see all these people waving the flag for Pan-Africanism. It's not happening no more. If you notice, the reason why they're upset is because everybody's shifting in our direction. Notice how they talking. Boy, Roland was going through it. When I showed that clip a few days ago, Roland and all the little tethers on his panel, did you see how mad they were that they had to keep saying foundational? Did y'all notice that, family? Oh, they hate it. Because they know every time they say foundational, we're going to freeze it and say, look what you saying. You saying us. We don't say your terms. Notice this, family. Everybody says foundational now, but we don't say people of color or minority. Who's saying what the most? You want to go ahead and take a test? Let's take a test. Do you see more people saying foundational, or do you see more Black Americans saying people of color? I don't see Black Americans using the term people of color. I don't see Black Americans saying minority. We don't reference ourselves like that. We don't call ourselves Africans. But every time I see them do an interview, they are always out here saying the foundation of America. Who founded America? Laid the foundation for all. So do you see, family, that now these individuals, they talking like us, but we ain't got to talk like them? That's the big difference, isn't it? And that's what we've created. Why did we create it? Because we've been on business and we've been certified. We are the fear that they feared. We are the fear that they was running from. We are the fear that these individuals knew damn well what was going to happen, and now it's happened. How do you know this? It's because when you start talking about people like Mr. Bussy, because we ain't done, you know what I'm saying? We ain't done. I want everybody to look at this. Mr. Bussy been running around here, and he tried to put out that statement. By the way, his apology, that didn't last. Black Americans chopped that up. That didn't go nowhere. But notice, family, the more he talked all that talk while he was busting it wide open, now Black Americans, we looking at the situation and saying, oh, you clear op time, and we knew you were op time the whole time. And people are coming out, and they saying things that sound like us. Y'all look at this right here. This shows y'all what people say. Shaboozey continues to show he's problematic. And Shaboozey wouldn't be problematic if it wasn't for foundationals highlighting it.
Okay, so Shaboozey wins a Grammy and decides to get on the stage and say that immigrants built this country. And I know that right now everything is like really, really sensitive for immigrants. I mean, y'all see me posting about stuff constantly. I mean, I'm fighting for my life over here sometimes on TikTok when I just say one word and they trying to give me guidelines and I have to fight it. But I say this with my full chest. Shaboozey has been a problem, and we as Black people need to stop letting people in and giving them accolades just because they dark skin and have locks. Because the reality is, he got on that stage and said this country was built by immigrants. No, this country was built by foundational Black Americans.
Whoa!
We have been here since 1619, and actually prior, because there are Black people that are indigenous to this country that were not.
Whoa! Whoa! I'm sorry, family. I don't know this lady. I promise you I don't know this lady. But just kind of hearing her talk, I don't think she would have been talking like this before delineation. Is this the delineation effect, y'all? Is this the delineation effect? I don't know this lady. I promise you I don't. But she kind of comes across like she may have been a 92%er, maybe. She may have been a 99%er for Obama, just maybe. I don't know. We're going to find out. But what I do know is that she's talking about foundational Black Americans. And then on top of foundational Black Americans, she starts talking about we were here prior to slavery. Y'all know nobody talked like that before us. I'm just saying. And then on top of that, the reason why I am very, very suspicious that maybe she was one of those people is because she started off saying us Black people and not Black American. Then she corrected herself and started saying Black American. So it sounded like her old ways was kicking in and she kicked it out and she started talking what we be talking. So that's what is real in the field. Let's go.
Not part of, from Africa. And for him to say that, it just continues to completely erase everything that foundational Black Americans have done, which I find happens often with a lot of Black immigrants. And this is why I say we as Black people, we love to lift up our people. If they Black, yeah, we going for them. But I think it's time we get to a point where it's like, if you're not for the Black people that built this country, then you ain't for us. Woo! Because this man has continuously showed how problematic he is. Let's talk about his Tipsy song where he had a bar full of fucking white people and in the music video. a bar full of white people, and he's a black country artist. And we had an issue with that. Now I see he won the Grammy for doing a damn song with Jelly Roll, who's a major fucking MAGA. That's a problem. To find out that, you know, when he was younger, his football coach couldn't pronounce his name. That's why they call him Shaboozey, because that's not even his dude's name. But he changed it because white folks couldn't pronounce it. As opposed to correcting people and making them say his name properly. And now he's on here saying that immigrants built this country on the first fucking day of Black History Month. That is about us, not about the immigrant black folks. It's about the black people that actually built this country. The White House was built by black people. Cotton fields, black people. Tobacco fields, black people. We can go on and on about the things that black people done. Most of the inventions that are used, black people. And the reality is that immigrant black people have the opportunities they have because of black people that were born here.
Stop. Family, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it certified. Shout out to the sister for saying what she said. But I believe she is a product of the foundational Black American grassroots. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it, fam. We get a new on-code person every day. The more that we speak, the more we articulate ourselves. Y'all be surprised how many individuals write me and they be like, yo, Alpha, I've been voting Democrat for this long. Bet I won't no more. Man, Alpha, I used to be a Pan-African. Bet I ain't no more. Do you see why we are now changing the world? And do you see why there's so much opposition to FBA? The reason is because we're starting to win over folks that weren't supposed to be won over. We're starting to change the minds of people that were supposed to be stuck in the mud for their whole life. Family, they supposed to be voting blue no matter who for eons. Vote blue no matter who ain't just 1, 2, and 3. You're supposed to do that by the first time you can vote until you old. How many times you remember seeing people vote for Obama and they was like 120 years old and then they'll vote for Obama and then they die? You feel me? We ain't on that. Now you starting to see people changing their mind. How do you know? She said a few things in there that lead me to believe that she may have been a Democrat, but she's not anymore. Notice how she said he's MAGA. Notice that, fam, right? Notice she was like, he does all this and he's MAGA? So that sounds very Democratish. Notice that she kept saying black people and not Black American. Y'all notice we say Black American. I seen y'all in the chat, by the way, too. Y'all was picking up on that. She kept saying us black people and other black people. We don't say black people. We say Black American. Because when you say black people, somebody who came over here from Africa can say, technically, I'm a black person. On paper, technically, I'm a black person. In the White House, technically, I'm a black person, just like Obama. So if you notice and you listen, fam, I believe that she was somebody who was voting for the Democrats, and now she's someone who has shift sides. This is what we're doing now. It used to be people who said, I voted Democrat my whole life. Now I vote Republican. Remember all that? I didn't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left me. It used to be people jumping back and forth left and right. Now it's not people jumping back and forth left and right. Now it's individuals leaving all of that behind and just being autonomous and independent. And that is a direct reflection of foundational Black Americans. You can't chop that up no way other than the way that we just presented it, family. That's what it is. And notice she said it with her chest. She said it with pride. She said it how she meant it. And that's good. Continue to say these things because there's always going to be people. I'm telling y'all, this FBA delineation movement is sweeping across the whole damn country and everybody's being affected by it. That lets you know how powerful we are in the grassroots. Let me show y'all people who are very powerful. This woman is very powerful when she sits down at an all-you-can-eat buffet. And she's probably there next to Roland. Do y'all see this woman come out and she gets mad at Bernice King? Because remember, Bernice King called out Shaboozey. This woman says, stop targeting his opinion because he's African. Family, this woman is coming after Bernice King because she wants to defend the tethers. And let me say this as well. Bernice King is talking like Black Americans as well. So the direct foundational Black American certified grassroots energy is taking over everybody. Watch this sweaty lady and watch what she says.
Upset over Shaboozey's comments. You should have never opened your mouth with negativity when it comes to him. You said that he's dismissive of forced labor upon enslaved Africans. Your generation that you fighting to stand up for today says that they're not African, baby. Enslaved who? They're saying slavery never existed. This is your generation you arguing with this Nigerian man for. You don't like what he said because he's African, and that's why you have a problem with it. You fought for a generation who says slavery did not exist. They want to see slave ships. They said they were never from Africa. So what are you talking about, Bernice? That man said what he said. We don't have time for anybody that don't want to be African or denounce their African roots. Leave Shaboozey alone. He said what he said. And I don't care that it's Bernice King that had a problem with it. You fighting for a generation that don't even rock with you like that. Come on now. And when it comes to Bernice King getting up.
Damn. Now they're getting hostile towards a king? Towards a king? Whoa, wait, hold on. First off, she's talking about open her mouth. See, the difference between you and Bernice King is when Bernice King opens her mouth, she's speaking intelligently. When you open your mouth, you shove the whole damn refrigerator in it. And there's a big difference between shoving the whole refrigerator in your mouth and speaking facts. But I want y'all to know how we've been speaking facts. And Bernice King came out and she kind of gave a little bit of delineation. And look at this woman. This woman right here, she loves the Democrats and she loves tethers. But she's going after Bernice King. Y'all notice this, fam? Look who's going at each other, and that'll tell you where we at right now. Do you see how quick they are to turn on Bernice King? Because quite frankly, they're upset that they're not getting their way. They're upset that things aren't going in their favor. That's why we got these individuals shook, man. These individuals know that Black Americans is out here standing on business, and Black Americans standing on business is hurting their feelings, man. Bernice King came out, and she gave that right there, family, and she called out Shaboozey. She said, well, wait a minute now. When you talk about who built America, you are bringing up Black Americans who were enslaved, right? You are talking about the people who built the United States, ain't you? Bernice King basically checked Shaboozey and told him, you need to clarify. You need to say what's on your damn mind, and you need to make it clear. Not all that iffy, none of that coulda, woulda, shoulda. Be direct with it. And do y'all see how mad they getting? When Bernice King came out and said that, oh, is the refrigerator lady, is she Haitian? Okay, so family, you got Haitians going after Democrats. They should love the Democrats, but they don't love the Democrats because the Democrats ain't saving them from this foundational Black American regulation. You see the difference, family? This is what we doing up in here. Delineation has got these people afraid, and they're going every which way. They turning on each other. They turning on each other. All of the facts are there, family. The tide is shifted. It's turned. Everything's in our favor. It's all about what we're doing, fam. If you've noticed, FBA to grassroots, from interviews, from news publications, international news, just to random people in the street, everybody's talking about us, and everybody is regurgitating us. Fam, people who rock with us are speaking like us, and people who do not rock with us, they speaking like us. Speaking of people who ain't rocking with us, trying to talk like us, did y'all see Kentucky Fried Kyle come out and say this? I ain't get this big overweight dude, this heavy set guy. Okay, I mean heavy set guy. So let me tell y'all what this dude. Remember just a couple of days ago, he was talking about FBA being means to Africans, and he was talking about FBAs being upset, and he was so mad at Tariq Nasheed. Family, that lasted about 2 minutes, because now Deontay Kyle is out here, and he's trying to create a distinction between Black folks and all the other people on the planet Earth, AKA you trying to run with our shit. And you thought it was going to be cool to come out here and disrespect the lineage. But this lineage checked your ass real quick. You thought you was going to flex and you was going to be disrespectful to all of us. That ain't go nowhere. Do you know now he out here talking about basically delineation? Now he out here trying to run with our stuff like he ain't been on the other side trying to run with every Democratic talking point, AKA we got paid Democratic operatives, and paid Democratic operatives are talking like delineation because they know they can't run. He can't run at all. He ain't seen a damn treadmill. If you put a treadmill in front of him, family, he wouldn't know if it's a damn treadmill or a damn Huffy bicycle. He ain't getting on neither one of them. Only time he gonna walk is when he walks to the refrigerator, when he walks to the buffet, when he walks to the restaurant, when he walks to the taco truck. That's only exercise he gonna get. But guess, let me tell you this though, he gonna get this work. Y'all look at this right here, family. This man came out here and he's basically trying to talk delineation, but ain't nobody believing him. Watch.
We also aren't going to mix up the medicine. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it's popping on black. Now during Black History Month, I'm seeing a trend of everybody from across the diaspora wanting this to be about them. This is about Black Americans' history in America, okay? We're not going to all lives matter Black History Month. We're not going to do that. Black History Month originated from Negro History Week, established in February 1926 by historian Carter G. Woodson and the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, to coincide with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. It expanded to a full month in 1976, officially recognized by President Gerald Ford. Now let's take it a step forward. President...
No. You don't take no step forwards unless your ass see a big old plate of pancakes. No, bruh. No, don't be sitting there trying to create a distinction. Don't try to do that. Because you ain't genuine any damn way. What this really is, man, he don't mean nothing he's saying. Let's make this clear. He don't mean nothing he's saying. What he's really trying to do is trying to make it look like he's down in the streets. This is what this is, family. He's trying to make it look like he knows what he's talking about, and he's speaking for your average everyday brother or sister, because Tariq embarrassed him. Tariq embarrassed this dude, and now he's trying to make it look like he got his ear to the streets. No, you don't. You got your damn mouth to that plate.
Gerald Ford officially recognized Black History Month in 1976, urging Americans to seize the opportunity to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans. Full stop. We're not going to be ahistorical. We're not going to erase our contribution. We're not going to erase our bloodshed. We're not going to erase the things that we built. We're not going to all lives matter this shit. If you have an issue with Black Americans being centered after the sacrifices, the bloodshed that we used to build this fucking country.
Oh, man.
The inventions that...
No. Fam, you see these people? You see this? We reject your deposit. We to reject your deposit. You better take that stuff back to Applebee's, partner. Hell no. Now he out here trying to kick delineation. He out here trying to talk like us. You better get your ass up out of here. What it is that we will... Let me say this, what this is. Tariq Nasheed roasted your ass. Tariq Nasheed embarrassed you to the point where your ass was waking up sweating chicken grease in the middle of the night. 3 a.m., everybody in the house is asleep, you and all your boyfriends, and your ass got embarrassed because you was thinking about Tariq's broadcast where Tariq was giving you that work. You woke up the next morning and you said, how can I sound like Tariq? How can I start sounding like FBA? How can I sound like I'm in the grassroots? You the same Democratic op that you were before Tariq roasted you. You the same overweight op that you were before Tariq's broadcast. And when Tariq showed you at that school trying to talk to them Black kids, and they was on their cell phones, they was writing, they was sleeping, they was doing everything but listening to you, that really hit a nerve. That's what that is, family. Oh yeah, that hit him a nerve, because you got to understand, him and Conscious Fleroy, all these guys, they're these people who come around us, try to talk like us, but it ain't genuine. You know you ain't genuine and you ain't really about that life when a bunch of 15 and 16-year-olds know that you acting. It's one thing for us. I'm a grown man. We got grown brothers and sisters in here. It's one thing for us to know when your ass ain't really about it. It's another thing when a child sees it. When a little teenager's looking at you and says, we don't talk like that. You sound sassy as hell. You sound like you got glitter every damn where. You sound like your ass is busting it wide open for Fleroy. You ain't one of us. The teenagers were saying you ain't like us. And they were saying it by sleeping when you were talking. Them kids identified that. That's what really hurt this dude's feelings. Tariq roasted him and then pointed out that the streets and the young folks don't relate to you. And doesn't that highlight what we're doing right now? Ain't that what I'm saying today? Democrats, Boule, nobody rocks with them. They old, outdated, and quite frankly, they lame as hell. They lame and corny. Nothing they say moves people. They try to get hip and look sad. They try to talk. Dude, whenever his voice gets high pitched, it starts crinkling and breaking up. Dude look like he ain't never seen no woman, okay? The only time this man has ever said anything that sounds remotely Black is when he's complaining about the Black side of his family that left his ass abandoned as an orphan. That's what it really is. So now he comes out immediately after and he starts talking all this delineation talk. Well, no, we built this thing. Everybody talking like us now. Wasn't nobody talking about who built America until FBA did. Wasn't nobody talking about who is out here in these streets really holding down the front line until the grassroots did. Now everybody want to talk that talk. No. Your deposit is rejected, okay? Your deposit in terms of trying to act like us, and then your real bank account, because all that Democratic money has dried up, y'all. Think about that. That's why Flearoy, you ever notice when Flearoy talk, Flearoy think he being slick and saying something that people really hear and ain't nobody listening either. That dude let me tell you something. Conscious Flearoy is the lamest man on the planet. I mean, fam, this dude is lame as hell. This man, like, every time he talks and every time he's trying to say something, it ain't genuine. He stutters. Every time he throws extra vowels, he tries to talk street lingo. Conscious Flearoy and Deontay Cow, they sound like a middle-aged white man from the suburbs going to Compton and trying to rap Kendrick Lamar to a bunch of Black Americans. Your ass is way the hell out of place. You wide and all offside with the emphasis on wide. And this is what we mean by these people, family, and how these individuals been out here running their mouth and trying to talk a game that we ain't going for, trying to speak something that they ain't about, trying to put some type of democratic energy in places where Democrats ain't welcome. And family, this lets you know where we are as a community. People are saying that all of these outsiders, y'all need to get arrested for treason because you damn sure ain't doing it in the name of America. Watch.
Shaboozey won a Grammy with Jelly Roll. Okay, Jelly Roll. Okay, Jelly Roll is from the Deep South. He's more than likely what we call a heritage American, like a foundational Black American. He most likely has family who's been in this country just as long as a lot of Black people. Okay, so for Shaboozey to get on that stage and win a Grammy in an American genre, mind you, a lot of us know who Shaboozey is because Shaboozey is because of Beyonce, right? Beyonce, a foundational Black American who put him on her album. Okay, Beyonce helped put you on a foundational Black American, and now you're winning your first Grammy with a heritage American, and you went on that stage and dedicate your speech to immigrants. What is going on? That's a little dangerous. That's like treasonous territory. Okay, like am I tripping? What is going on? How can you reach you reach these milestones because of Americans, and you're going to go on that stage and dedicate your speech to immigrants, talking about immigrant culture? Everything you want is because of American culture. Like, are you kidding me? What is going on? So I just saw Shaboozey won a Grammy.
Everything that you're doing is because of American culture, and Americans ain't rocking with you. So if Americans ain't rocking with you, and you've been running around here with American culture, what the hell does that mean for your failed career? Still in Black American music, still in Black American soul, trying to come up with this fake version of it, and there you go. Nobody sees it, nobody's with it, nobody's going for it. That right there is what I'm talking about, brothers and sisters. These individuals think they slick. One thing about us, family, we know who the ops are, because you can just simply look who don't talk like us. See, telling somebody they not like us, that's like the most simple way of seeing who an outsider is. And we've been seeing all the outsiders simply based on that. And for the record, family, we ain't heritage Americans. Let's make that clear as well. All right. Heritage Americans is what W's came up with for their own delineation. And by the way, you're noticing that W's are out here delineating as well. Everybody's delineating. Everybody's separating. They only got a problem with it, the fact that we're doing it, because when we're doing it, it's a whole different vibe. It's a whole different vibe. See, when W's delineate, they delineate and still want to maintain the system of supremacy, right? When foundational Black Americans delineate, we are damaging the system of supremacy. And the fact that we're damaging the system of supremacy, that's why our delineation is always met with an abrupt halt. They don't want us to go, but that abrupt halt gets completely rolled over. And when I tell people that we out here, yeah, absolutely, fam. Watch when they try to tie in. I've been noticing that, fam, on TikTok, I've been seeing a lot of people saying heritage American and foundational Black American. Leave that out. Leave that out. That we ain't heritage Americans, family, because I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. Heritage American is associated with MAGA. So eventually they're going to start saying Black Americans got FBA, MAGA got heritage. They got the same YT talking points. No, they talking whatever the hell they talking. We ain't listening. We doing what we doing regardless. See, that's what they don't like, y'all. They don't like that everything we're doing regardless. It doesn't matter. Let me make this clear. All the Democratic shills out there. Oh, we delineating and we doing it regardless of you. All the Republican shills. We delineating and it's regardless of you. Donald Trump said he was going to carry out the largest mass deportation in American history. We ain't give a F because we was going to delineate with it without it. Let me know because, family, we were delineating when Joe Biden was still in office. Only difference is, family, Donald Trump's in office, we delineating. Joe Biden is in office or was in office and we delineated. If Kamala Harris was in office, we still delineated. You can have Barack Obama come back, we still going to delineate again. Matter of fact, we're going to delineate from his ass because he ain't one of us. So that's the difference of what we be doing out here. These people can't talk. But when I tell people that these individuals are getting paid and these people are operatives, that is true because we pulled out the receipts on these individuals and seen really where their money be coming from. And their money be coming from the Democrats and the Democratic think tanks. This brother right here be on TikTok and he been giving that work to Deontay Kyle. He been giving that crazy work. But watch this right here. Deontay Kyle, or shall I say Kentucky Fried Kyle, he said, Martin led our people to the slaughter in some cases. Fred Hampton was the spearhead of the Rainbow Coalition and has seen any resurgence in solidarity in his movement since. We understand and they assimilate. In most cases these days, we assimilate. I ain't one of them. Man, get the hell out of here. You just mad. You mad. You mad that Tariq roasted you and ended your lame, whack-ass career. You upset. You just another broken shield. You a big back broken shield. Point blank. But this brother right here go all the way in and he starts calling them out. Watch this.
Deontay Kyle is now saying that MLK led our people to slaughter. I told y'all the man was a federal agent. I was trained by the CIA. I was trained by the FBI when I was deployed to freaking Afghanistan. They don't just put anybody on a freaking entry control point when you're attached to a freaking MP unit. I said this from the very beginning. Did you know Justin Scott replied to this? You know, the freaking guy with the freaking glasses, the really smart black dude who's actually a federal agent? I told you. He replied to this. And this guy was agreeing with this shit. I told you. Southern Show, Justin Scott, and Deontay Kyle, based on my training, looks like federal agents. My wife is a freaking stenographer in court. She's a freaking court transcriber. She told me everything about these guys looks like undercover officers. I'm trying to warn you, Black America. Will you fucking... Deontay Kyle is now saying that...
Damn, more paperwork. More people calling you out. It ain't going too good. Y'all notice? Nobody is saying they agree with these people. I want y'all to notice this. Anybody who disrespects our lineage, the general public goes against them. Nobody's coming to the defense of Shaboozey except for a few tethers on TikTok who give a damn. Nobody's coming to the defense of Kentucky Fried Kyle. Nobody give a damn. Conscious Fleroy, hell, they don't even know who he is. Fleeny, ain't nobody rocking with her. Every time these people pop off about us, they get checked on site. And the majority of the American public do not agree with them, do not rock with them, and cancel them. It's basically come against FBA, get checked by FBA, and then get canceled by America because FBA built America. Do you see the power in delineation? Regulating, separating, that's what gets you everything you need, brothers and sisters. Oh, he done got chopped down. And we've been saying these people are out here getting paid. We've been saying it for the longest time because you got to understand when individuals pop up and we don't know who these individuals are, and I'm talking about for real, because you got a lot of people on the internet, they're always talking about we don't know who people are, but yet you see their damn pictures, you see where they're at, and they're everywhere. And it's always the people who really are just losers. Let me tell you about the reality of it, though. The reality is that every time somebody comes around and they say something about the grassroots, in reality, they want to project their failures onto us. They want Black Americans to say, you know what? We got your back. They want Black Americans to say, you know what? We gonna ride for you. And they just not drumming up support. And the reason why I'm showing you all of these people that I believe used to be Democratic voters, the reason why I say that now, fam, is because I believe, this is my personal opinion, me, myself, and I personally believe, y'all, they're watching the people that are supposed to be agreeing with them, agreeing with us. Ain't that crazy, fam? That's a foul point for them, isn't it? Ain't that a foul point? It's supposed to be people agreeing with them. People are supposed to be out here right now saying they agree with everything that the Democratic shills are saying. They're watching everybody say they agree with foundational Black Americans one way or another. So that tells you the way the tide is turning. And when I tell y'all, one of the main things that we've been calling out that everybody's seeing now? Remember how we were talking about how those ICE protests are just anti-black racism from every other side? Every side you find out, you're going to see a bunch of anti-black racists, right? How many of you guys seen the ICE agent? And I done seen multiple times. You seen these ICE agents that are getting called the N-word by a lot of those ICE out protesters? Y'all been seeing that? I done seen mad videos where you have ICE agents who are black and people are calling them the N-word because that's how they really feel about you. The way that Democrats and immigrants feel about black Americans is that we are to be dictated towards. The most underused term in the American language is dictator, because the system of supremacy is all about dictatorship. They're always trying to dictate what black people can do. And the reason why they're upset is because we're dictating to them. That's why I said it's been a role reversal. Let me show y'all this video, my brothers and sisters. I want you guys to see this right here for those who haven't seen it. This is what I mean by why we kept our asses in the house. Because if not, you're going to end up seeing this type of behavior. Watch this.
Yeah, families should be ripped apart. That kind of energy. Like we should rip people apart from their families.
Are you a man?
Wow. Wow, is that a question? Wow. Okay.
How do you feel about ripping people from their families?
Does that feel good?
Fucking house nigga here. Sir, I need to move. Fucking house nigga working for the fucking KKK. What's wrong with you people?
Why are you calling a woman a man? I mean, what kind of a guy does that?
Did y'all hear that? He called him a house N-word working for the KKK? Really? For being a agent who's doing his job?
I need to move. Fucking house nigga working for the fucking KKK. What's wrong with you?
Really? That's why we don't go out there.
I need to move. Fucking house nigga working for the fucking KKK. What's wrong with you people?
Why are you calling a woman a man? I mean, what kind of a guy does that?
Fucking house nigga.
Damn, then he threw in the B word. Family, you notice that the W women are getting upset because he called a woman a man, but they're not getting upset at the person who called the ICE agent the N-word, the B word, and he works for the KKK. Notice they ain't got no type of smoke for the anti-black American tropes that are being lowered at the ICE agent. They're talking about feminism. You see why we sit on the couch?
A warning for what, sir? A warning for what?
A warning to quit following our vehicles.
Because?
Because we're conducting law enforcement operations.
Yes, and we're allowed to film you doing those law enforcement operations. We still have a First Amendment, sir. We are not impeding your operations. We're merely filming them.
Now you are interfering with our operations. Do not continue to follow.
We're press. We're press. We can follow you and film you.
We're press. We have a right to.
Are you trying to get rid of the First Amendment?
There you go, family. Listen to all that anti-black American racism at that damn protest. Notice ain't nobody said nothing about it, y'all. Y'all notice they don't say nothing? Let's go ahead and just get to the real point. All right, let's get to the facts here, y'all. Anti-black American racism is the favorite tool of the Democrats and the liberals. They need white supremacists. They need anti-black racists. They need oppression towards black people because their whole platform is based on it. You don't believe me? You go tell a Democrat that there's racism in the Democratic Party, and their answer will be to call you anti-black racist tropes. And then they'll say they're not doing it in the process. Think about that. Democrats are only pro-black when there's a Republican in office. Democrats only get appalled by racism when they can dump it on a Republican. If Democrats can't blame Republicans for their racism, then they'll get upset at you. How do you know this, family? You go right now. You go tell a Democrat that Bill Clinton was racist. Their response won't be, no, he's not. Their response will be, they'll call you a racist word. You go tell them that Joe Biden is racist. Their response will be to call you a racist word. You ever notice the same Democrats who tell you there's no racism in the Democratic Party, the same Democrats who tell you the only racism is with Republicans, they'll call you a racist word if you disagree with them. So they call you a racist word if you tell them Democrats are racist, because they tell you the only racism comes from Republicans. You can't make this up. Fam, that's too many twists and turns and too many corners for me. That's way too damn many. Let's just get to the point, y'all. Your response is to call us the N-word if we tell you that Democrats use the N-word. So you just agreed with me and proved my point. If you ever want to prove your point about racist Democrats, say something about Democrats being racist and their response will be racial slurs right back at a black person while they all blame the Republicans in the process. That's all it is. You don't believe me? Hell, let me show you. How many of you guys been seeing that situation about Donald Trump and the tweet and Obama, all the things that they're fake appalled about today, right? That's what they're all fake appalled about, right? That's the thing where they're at. Okay, well, let me show y'all something. You go ahead, and this is going to be a case study right here. I want everybody to take this case study, and you already know what Black Alpha talking about. You already know where I'm going with it. You already know what we're saying. This is a case study for what I mean when I say that Democrats feel a certain type of way if you say something about them. Look at this right here, y'all. I made this post. Hold up. I made this post right here earlier today, and I want everybody to notice this. This is how Democrats are. This is how they get down. They respond to racism with racism. Look at this. I made this post, fam. It says right here, if you're upset with Donald Trump's Obama tweet, but you haven't said her name at all, then you're okay with illegal aliens racism against Black Americans. You guys notice they don't never say nothing about Black Americans being harmed by illegals. Brothers and sisters were out here holding it down. But look at this right here. Look at these people, fam. What about the girl from Chicago? False equivalence. Keep on COONing. You see? Look at this, fam. Look at this right here. Look at this right here, family. This individual responded by calling me a racial slur. So when I said that there's racism in the Democratic Party, they said there wasn't, but their response was using racism against me. You see what I'm talking about? Someone right here, right? Oh, we're going to go down the list today. Oh, we're going to go down the list. I'm going to tell you, Democrats' response for you calling out their racism is for them to call you a racial slur. This is where they at, family. I'm upset Trump hasn't said her name. But then again, he's racist. AKA Republicans do it too. Look at this. The fact you're using her DIE to shut people up. Basically making a slur to me. Look at this right here. This BITCH has never mentioned her name before. And then they typed in Black Alpha and then they screenshotted it that Black Alpha didn't make a tweet about this young lady. Let me say this, family. Black Alpha doesn't tweet about Black people who were unalived. Black Alpha goes to hate crime scenes. You know, I've been to 2 of them. You know, I am the only, let's make this clear, and I'm going to make this crystal clear. You know, Black Alpha, I'm the only Black activist in American history. I'm talking about from beginning to now. I'm the only Black activist that has went to a hate crime scene and demanded an anti-Black American hate crime protection immediately while the ambulances were still out there. No other Black activist has ever done it. You name them. Shout out to them, but that's my position. That's my stance. I'm the only one who I ain't show up 3 weeks later. I ain't show up with cameras. I'm talking about while it went down, I went there. You want to name it? You want to go to the Jacksonville unaliving on Kings Road? I was there when it happened. And when I was there, I demanded an anti-Black American hate crime bill. I looked at the camera and I called out both parties. I said Democrats and Republicans, because remember, y'all, I don't do that left-right stuff. I'm talking about Black empowerment versus the system of supremacy. I'm the only Black American activist to ever demand a hate crime protection in the middle of a street at night in the Deep South where they still lynch people when it happened. I'm the only one. Oh, and by the way, that's the first hate crime I went to. Not to mention when I drove down a long, dark road in the Deep South where they lynch people for 15 minutes, I got out to where Noah Bush, remember him? When he was unalived, and guess what I did there, y'all? I demanded an anti-Black American hate crime protection. Trust me, fam. I still got nightmares of this shit. I live with this shit. I don't sit on the internet all goddamn day long. I'm not a faceless out here activist. I'm a real one, okay? My life and my work is on the line. The ancestors protect me when I go to these places, and ain't damn up out here that can say that. I've been out there in real time by my goddamn self. And I'm talking about demanding hate crime. I ain't show up weeks later. I ain't have an interview. I ain't show up and tell you to vote for the Democrats. I ain't hijacked nothing. I've been out there where a baby was unalived and did a damn whole statement demanding a hate crime bill, and then went to Washington, D.C. at the Rally for Reparations, got on stage and said it live in front of thousands of people. But none of that means anything, brothers and sisters, because if you ain't voting blue no matter who, then it really don't matter. Because remember, if you call out racism in the Democratic Party, their response is to call you racist slurs and deny that there's any racism in the Democratic Party, which basically means they just proved your point when you said it. This is what I'm talking about. Let me show y'all this as well. We talk about these old buster, outdated, wannabe people out here who ain't really about that life. Let me show you what it's really about, y'all. When you stand on certified business for the lineage, heritage, and culture, and you ain't just sitting there on the internet, that was a faceless account, by the way. But that's what Democrats do, because nobody hates Black Americans more than the Democratic establishment. And the reason why Democrats hate Black Americans the most is because Democrats have the most to gain from scaring us. That's what it's all about. But when you talk about that, it's the same usual suspects who pop up, pop out, and say all the things that they say. Absolutely. Shilling for life, y'all. Shilling for life. Here we go. Watch this, family. Here we go. Conscious damn Flearoy. Family, are you surprised that Flearoy came out here and Flearoy stuck up for his boy toy, Shaboozey? Look at this right here, family. Watch all of this babble and they said nothing.
What's the difference between an immigrant, a settler, a slave, and the indigenous person? I understand what Shaboozey was trying to say, though I still believe he's wrong. He was trying to say that immigrants contribute to America and should be valued. I can agree with that statement, but saying they built this country, oh, that's a misnomer. Settlers, they move in, colonize, and try to eradicate the existing population, while immigrants, they move into a already existing infrastructure and contribute to what's going on. We live in a colonial project that was established through colonial violence and erasure of indigenous people, that was built up by enslaved folks that came here involuntarily. See, my grandfather always said the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions. With that being said, nobody's accusing this man of having ill will, but we are acknowledging.
Shit, I am. Fam, you see what he's trying to do, right? You see how he's trying to make excuses for him? You see that, fam? Oh, he didn't mean it. That's not what he meant now. He didn't really mean to say what you think he said. He meant what he said. That's why when he put out that statement, he continuously continued to run those lies.
Acknowledging the erasure and the harm that what his statement has caused. Yes, we've had Chinese exclusion acts and various different ways of disposing immigrant labor. However, that was a contribution to the already structured colonial project that was made through the blood, sweat, and tears of my ancestors. I hope it's two things that come from this dialogue around this man and this Grammy. First is that we have conversations realistic.
Fam, hold up. Wait a minute now. Brothers and sisters, why Conscious Flearoy's head is right there on Shaboozey's waist, and why Shaboozey got both hands on his belt and he's smiling, and why Flearoy finger pointing up? Fam, this suspect all day. This ain't came off pause. Why in the hell did he think this was a good idea to make this video? Brother, your face is right by his waist. Shaboozey look real happy too. What you doing right here, Flearoy? Why are you all up on his waist, Flearoy? Why you got your face on his thighs? Look at Shaboozey. Look at it, family. Look at it right. And look at Flearoy. Hey, any real brother would have seen this and said, oh, hell no, my bad, the graphics is messing up. Cut it off. Flearoy was cool with it. Flearoy, I see why you be making them videos laying on your stomach. I see why you make them videos kicking up your feet. I see why you make videos wearing flip-flops. You trying to flip-flop on Shaboozey. That's what you trying to do. Your head is perfect. It's diametrically on point. That man that did all the mathematics. Y'all know how Flearoy be trying to talk deep? He be like, the magnitude of the diametrics added up to a sequence that put us in the same time frame with the same elements that I would be perpendicular to his waistline, because that's what you like to do all the time. Ah, Flearoy. Now, hey, this ain't suspect no more. This is confirmed. Flearoy done did this right here all day. Matter of fact, Flearoy, you got to go because of this. Flearoy, you got to bounce. You done did a damn video excusing the man going like this. He was pointing too. They said, Fleroy, what you want? He went like this. They said, Fleroy, who you trying to get with, dude? Who you trying to hook up with, dude? Who you trying to be with, dude? That man done put the finger up, didn't he? And then had it was like waist. It was perfect too. It was like where the waist stopped, Fleroy's head just met up perfect. Right there, family. So y'all go have fun together over there. Y'all love birds. Y'all go over there and love, okay? Y'all live happily, tether after, because Fleroy, you ain't no damn Black American. Whatever you do, though, you just get the hell out of our spaces because Black Americans don't roll with your Skittles bag. And when you talk about these people and they Skittles bags, and you talk about these people with all they face and waist videos, you keep going back to the same thing, family. And that same exact thing that you go back to is these individuals are stuck with nowhere to go. Boy, y'all come out here, y'all funny as hell. These individuals ain't got nowhere to go, and we making them change game. I want y'all to see this right here and watch how these protests are out and watch how these people are running interference and they're trying to make excuses and they're out here trying to find any which way that they can get foundational Black Americans to get motivated. We're not motivated for anything for you because why would I be motivated for someone who's not me? And family, they're sending out a bunch of strange, weird tethers who are saying a lot of strange, weird things. Look at this guy right here. This person, he says immigration reform starts at the Grammys with Black erasure. Shaboozey is the Black Keith Urban and FBA currency is pride. I'm going to let this play and I want you guys to tell me how you feel. We're going to have a discussion about what this man is talking about.
I don't hate Shaboozey. I love Shaboozey. Like, I think that song Tipsy's fire. Obviously, she stole for Jaquan. But the idea of, like, you're going to say that Nigerians invented America? He didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said immigrants founded this country. Well, he didn't say that neither. He said immigrants made this country better. Whatever he said. Whatever he said at the Grammys. I don't watch these award shows. But I'm a Nigerian American. I do like Shaboozey. How do we feel about African Americans? How do we feel about Foundation Americans? A lot of Nigerians don't respect them. And that's our fault. Like, that's from our parents. Because I'm culturally Black American. I don't follow Yoruba culture. I don't follow Igbo culture. I follow American culture. I've been here. I was born here.
Stop! Family, did he just say that he's culturally Black American? You can't be culturally an ethnicity that you ain't a part of. I'm not culturally a millionaire. I want to be, but I'm not. Here we go again with rules that don't apply to nobody else that they want to have us play by. Family, there ain't no shared Black experience unless you are a Black American. You're not going to come over here and talk about I'm down with Black folks because I live by them, so I'm Black too. Family, so I need to go ahead and go squat in a house of millionaires in the Hamptons so I can say I'm like them too. And maybe they'll give me a couple dollars. I knew it was coming. Family. You already knew. I don't like the Shaboozey. I mean, I do like Shaboozey. Shaboozey is Shaboozey. And I'm kind of a Black person. You said all of that so you could try to slide your way into Black American ethnicity. But guess what? We shut that down too. Let's go.
Parents don't respect them. And that's our fault. Like, that's from our parents. Because I'm culturally Black American. I don't follow Yoruba culture. I don't follow Igbo culture. I follow American culture. I've been here. I was born here. DNA-wise, my mom's Nigerian, and that's that. But do I respect Nigerian culture? Do I care about Nigerian culture? Hell no. Do I like Shaboozey as an artist? He makes country music. He's another Keith. He basically Keith Urban. He's a Black Keith Urban without Nicole Kidman. If you know, you know. Do I think Shaboozey a coward or all these crazy different?
No, we don't know. You seem to know a lot about Keith Urban. The average Black American don't know Keith Urban. Don't know the name, and if you knew the name, you couldn't put it to the face. This man didn't talk about Keith Urban, Keith Urban's wife, when he was married. He know their anniversary. You seem to know a hell of a lot about them W folks there, Mr. Mutombo. Mr. Mutombo breaking it down. He's like, Keith Urban, who's married, and he's got a wife who's 5'5", and they got 3 kids, and they live across the street from Beyonce. You know a hell of a lot, don't you, fam? You notice that they said they don't know much about America, though. That's what they said with Shaboozey. Oh, he just doesn't know. That's what they said about Shaboozey. that he ain't figured it out. That's what they said about Shaboozey. He has no clue. They always jump from no clue to clue, but they seem to know a hell of a lot about them W folks. Proceed.
For things, no, but I think it's a little bit crazy that he's saying that immigrants make this country what it is, and in reality is like, no, Black Americans make this country what it is. And that's where it's like, wow. It's like, you really said that. Like, you really said that.
Fam, I'm about to be petty. I'm petty alert, petty alert, petty alert. This is a goddamn fool tether. We already know that. Why he's trying to fix his hairline while he talking to us? Y'all see how tethered depressed these people are? And look at him right here, he bucking his eyes up. He bucking, he got in a whole exorcist. He's having a tether cyst. This man out here tether systing. Somebody get a seance in here, family. He getting taken over by the holy tether ghost. What the hell is this man's eyes doing? And why he keep trying to mess with his hairline? You ain't fixing that hairline. There ain't no fixing a tether hairline. The tether hairline is damaged. It's over with. You ain't gonna rub on it and it comes back 3 inches forward. If anything, it's gonna go 5 inches backward. Why this man keep messing with his hairline? He keeps messing with his hairline. Fam, it's like the 6th time I seen him doing that. He's like, I'm gonna mess with the back. He really want to be a Black American bad. He want to be us so damn bad, brothers and sisters. This man is out here trying to correct. He ain't got a brush. Fam, this man, you know, is a tether. He trying to brush some waves in when he ain't got a brush. He trying to brush some waves. Homeboy, you got sand. You ain't got waves. You got sand, homie. Get it right. You ain't gonna get no sand waves. You better go ahead and get the hell up out of here. You got bushmeat waves.
It's like, wow. It's like, you really said that. Like, you really said that. Because at the end of the day,
he tried to grab a piece. Look, fam, he tried to grab a piece. He tried to pull it forward. Look, he's doing it. He's trying to pull it forward. Fam, breaking news. We got a new one. The tether's trying to pull his hairline forward. He's gonna say, let me just pull it up. He's trying to tuck his hairline. He's trying to tuck his hairline forward, y'all. We done got these tethers trying to pull their hairlines forward. He's trying to stretch his hairline. He's a hairline stretcher. Damn, brother, ain't nothing you gonna do. You need a crane to try to pull that thing forward. It's gone. Just say bye. Just say bye, hairline. It's over with. That man tried to grab it. He's like, let me pull it forward and stuff. This is what we got these people doing. They're acting like they're Black Americans getting rejected. They claiming to be Black Americans that getting rejected. They making videos with their face on Shaboozey's waist and getting hellified rejected. And now these tethers are so insecure that they trying to pull their hairlines forward. The lineage always wins, family. Let's go.
It's like, you really said that. Like, you really said that. Because at the end of the day, here's the thing. At the end of the day, do Nigerians respect African Americans? It's getting better. It's getting way better. Should it be great? Should we be bowed down to them? Yes. Yes. But we don't. Like, he's like, I don't know. Like, I think that's a constant struggle, because it's like, I consider myself a real African American because I'm African and I'm American. So
here we go. Here, you knew it was coming. African American, fam. We need to bow down. He's trying to lay it on thick. He's trying to convince us. Now you're starting to see the tethers who are trying to be friendly. Fam, this same guy was probably calling into our spaces a year ago under some fake account, like the fake Democratic Shield account that I G-checked just a minute ago. The bum. Now what he's trying to do is the same thing. He's trying to get friendly with us. Straight up. I just bow down to him. I'm an African American. You ain't us, homie.
Oh yeah, foundation of Black American is like a way better term. From my perspective. Call me crazy. Debate me in the comments.
The response to Shaboozey's Grammy acceptance speech shows that we're living in a low-trust society. Unfortunately, people are assuming erasure or negative intent because he chose to highlight and uplift immigrants. He himself is an immigrant himself. When you live in a low trust society, people assume negative intent. They assume that you're trying to not give them where credit is due or giving yourself more credit than is due. And that's what we're seeing with Shaboozey in the Grammy acceptance speech, is that people see Shaboozey and others like him, especially in America, as an outgroup. And the outgroup for many Americans are immigrants. And immigrants in a lot of different ways are under attack from a lot of different forces, from a lot of different ways. So I do believe that we're going to continue seeing people assume negative intent and erasure from people they deem part of an outgroup and not part of their in-group. And that's going to unfortunately negatively impact many immigrants.
Damn right it is. And you the main one. You and all your friends, partner. Look at that, fam. Boy, I tell you, boy, hey, it's cold out here in the streets, man. It's cold on this level. It's cold on this level. They trying to pull the hairlines forward, y'all. Talking about African and FBA. There's no confusion. See, where we are now, brothers and sisters, they're trying to create fake confusion. That's what they're doing. And this is always an element to the game. There's nothing new under the sun. Ain't nothing changed but the numbers on the range, family. That's all. Now they're trying to make it look like there's confusion. We don't know. Let's figure it out. Who could it be? They know everything that we're saying because we've been saying it loud and clear. They know foundational Black Americans have been putting it on the front line, and we've been saying it loud and clear. So much, y'all, that every day you're starting to see more and more of these news cases about criminality going on in the immigrant community, and people are calling it out. Watch, y'all. Just watch. Everything that you're seeing right now on your television and your social media accounts is what we've been saying for the longest time. It does not take somebody to know rocket science to see the effects that we have on the American public. If you're watching the American public right now, it's basically just people saying delineation. Basically, it's either you running for delineation or you're trying to come up with your fake version of delineation. But it's all going back to us. America wasn't talking the way America's talking now 5 years ago. Let's make this clear. America is not speaking the way that they were just speaking 2 years ago. America is clearly mimicking what Black Americans in the grassroots have been saying. You ain't seen nobody running around here talking about go back to your homeland, fix your homeland. You ain't seen nobody saying who's a real American who just got here last night. There was no distinction between a foreigner and an American citizen until today. Everything in America is a watered down version of what Black Americans are doing because they can't do it like us. However, the fact that they're speaking like us, that shows you the power of us. And the only lineage capable of this type of acclaim is foundational Black Americans, because we do that damn thing. Y'all look at this right here. Look at your screen, my good brothers and sisters. Family, y'all see that right there? How many of my good brothers and sisters see that right there on your screen? Look at this, y'all. This man was out here and he's accused of hitting somebody with that pap-pap at Zaxby's. And do you see, is that even a hairline? I don't even know what the hell that is. Somebody tell me what's on top of this man's head. I thought the last man's head was twisted. I don't know what the hell going on over here with this guy. But do you see what we are talking about? We showing everybody that these individuals look identical to what we've been saying the whole damn time. Hairline all messed up. Family, you can't hide your origin with no damn head like that. Fam, the left side, fam, y'all work with me, please, because I was having this question for people earlier. Is the left side of his head in the back, is that hair? Is that hair trying to hold on? Or, fam, I'm meaning this, y'all. Is that his hair trying to hold on to his head? Or is that a shadow? I can't tell. I'm trying to look. Look at the left side or the back side of the right side of his head. I see a little shadow. I don't know if that is hair or if that's just a shadow in the back. I can't tell. I need y'all to help me right now. Yeah, no eyebrows. This man got tether eyebrows. How your damn eyebrows got a hairline? That's despicable. I don't know what this man got going on. And fam, they was roasting dude in the chat. Look at this right here, fam. Look at this. They roasting dude. Somebody said, how the hell you gonna tell me? Oh, by the way, brothers and sisters. Oh, I forgot to tell you. They trying to say that man is 22 years old. They trying to say that this man right here is 22 years old. That's a 22-year-old? Fam, they in there roasting this dude. Somebody said that's a patch. That's a patch, ain't it? You ain't never told no lie. Uh-huh. Look at that right there, fam. Hell no. That right there, fam, is what they can't get over. Y'all roasted, boy. Y'all roasted crazy. They know damn well they can't get away from it, fam. You can't run from that type of head. I'm going to tell you that today. That head is despicable. You ain't going to get away with nothing. That head is telling the real story. That real story being told. So, family, if your head is doing all of that, how in the hell do you expect anybody to believe that you're us? Nobody believes that you are anything of America. This is what has to be accepted by these tethers. Tethers, I know you're having a rough time. I know that you feel that you wish that you could act like you're a Black American and get accepted, but with a hairline and a patch like that, you might as well cancel it. You might as well cancel it. You might as well say bye. And family, a lot of people are saying bye right now. A lot of people are saying bye. And the main people that are saying bye right now are these illegals because they're living in a state of hysteria. It's about as bad as his head look. That's about as bad as these tethers are right now. And every day I'm seeing videos of tethers that are in their car in the dark and they're talking. But I never thought I would see Lucy Lou in the car. Typically, that's for Mrs. Fufu. But now Missy Lulu, she's in the car. Y'all look what happens here and watch the state of desperation these people are in. Remember, y'all, they're mad because they're being targeted. So meaning, if you see somebody in the car, you see somebody running from an ICE car, these are the people that want you on the front line. And when they're on the front line and we not, they get upset. Y'all look at this video right here. Mrs. Yao Ming says that she's living in a state of paranoia. And remember, these were the same individuals that were blaming Black Americans for all those crimes against them. Do you feel sorry?
I apologize for the quality of this video. I'm doing this in the car because I don't want to have my youngest kid see that I'm scared. I live in Seattle, and there have been reports of ICE checking IDs at grocery stores and other places around the Sound.
Stop. I'm sorry. Somebody in the chat said Tether Lulu. We got one. We got one, y'all. Comment of the night. Comment of the night. Tether Lulu got something to say. Shout out to you, family. Certified salute for that one. Let's go to work.
I apologize for the quality of this video. I'm doing this in the car because I don't want to have my youngest kid see that I'm scared. I live in Seattle, and there have been reports of ICE checking IDs at grocery stores and other places around the Sound. So I've decided to start carrying my passport as an American citizen who doesn't look white. And it's terrifying. I am terrified.
You guys over there getting emotional? Let me check in on y'all Black Americans. Y'all getting emotional yet? Is them tears starting to wild up for y'all? Are y'all feeling sympathy for this person yet? Is Tether Lulu tugging on your heartstrings yet, Black Americans? I'm waiting. I want to see what the chat has to say. I really do, family. I want to know because this is some deep stuff right here, man. Man, you could just feel the emotion. This woman looks like she might stop saying the N-word for 2 minutes if we agree. Are y'all feeling some type of way? I'm looking at the chat right now. No, damn, hell no. F no. God damn. The chat is not really feeling this right now. Y'all emotions, this ain't making y'all emotional. Family, this sounds like this like a Luther Vandross slow song. This is a real heart tugger right here, man. Come on now. Have some empathy, Black folks. Y'all need to really care about this woman. This woman says she'll stop saying the N-word for 3 minutes. She says she will stop. She will give everybody in this whole damn chat a free egg roll if you shed one tear. No? Damn. Y'all cold, man. Y'all some cold Black Americans.
Why am I having to protect myself against the government? I've never done anything wrong. But because I don't look white, I'm not Caucasian, I automatically become a target. I've never done anything wrong. But because I don't look white, I'm not Caucasian, I automatically become a target. Guys, what does this country come to?
What is this country coming to? Why do they always say about how bad America is when they're being targeted? But when Black Americans have always been historically targeted, they never say those things. Damn. But watch this, family. She had to go and run a retraction. Yes, she did. Because apparently she said something that ruffled some feathers. Watch this.
Hey guys, first off, I want to say thank you so much for offering all your words of encouragement and support. I did not think that video would actually get some traction, but I made it just thinking that I wanted to blow off some steam and maybe let other people know who are feeling the same that they aren't alone. Let me address that. I am acutely aware that the African American community has suffered bigotry and prejudice throughout the entire history of the United States, and I am not trying to diminish that at all. This is my personal experience that I am just scared about what's going on right now.
Don't this sound like Shaboozey's retractment? Fam, we got these people retracting their statements. Yeah, this is what delineation look like. This is what regulation look like. Certified salute to us, FBA for the win, y'all. It goes from her, it goes to Shaboozey, it goes to anybody. Notice every time they say something off-brand about us, they run a retraction. Shaboozey was getting an award. He had to run a retraction. This woman was on TikTok. She had to run a retraction. You know, like I know, they would have never did this back in the day. Back in the day, all they had to do was be anti-black and carry on. With our presence, and I'm talking about certified on code Black Americans, they got to go back and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I apologize. I understand Black folks had it bad too. She was operating off 1990 time. She was operating off of 2009. Now she sees in 2020 plus. You better get your words right because the certified's going to get you.
I cannot personally relate to the African American community because I am not African American, obviously. That being said, my family did get sent to internment camps during the 1940s, so I can't relate to that. We definitely have suffered some prejudice and hate. I really would love if the world would just stop fucking judging people on the color of their skin, on their sexuality, on whatever, and more focused on the content of their character like we're supposed to. But anyways, I just wanted to thank you guys. I'm off to work. I cannot live in a hole in a dark spot, so I have to live every day as if the world keeps turning, because if I don't, then they have won. So
you are going to be deported because I don't believe that you are at all an American citizen at all, family. That's how we feel. This is why we G-check, family. We don't play no games with these people. We're not here to play games, all right? Do you guys feel that woman right there, do y'all think that she supported Peter Liang out there in New York that unalived Akai Gurley? Do you guys think that? Fam, what about all that stuff that was going on during the Rodney King situation with all those people from her community that were practicing anti-Black American racism? I never see you on the front line of that. I never see you on the front line of anything going on when your people are being aggressors. You only show up to try to smooth things out with us when somebody's after you. See, this is the thing that Black Americans realize, y'all. We understand that all these other groups, they only show up and want to have some type of conversation with us whenever the W man is coming after them. They never want to have any type of dealings with Black Americans until they're trying to say, wait, I need your help because I'm being targeted. See, if she wasn't being targeted, you'd see that little smug look on her face. As a matter of fact, when George Floyd was unalived, you seen the other police officer from her community that was sitting there being the gatekeeper. You were a proud gatekeeper. That's what you were. You were a proud gatekeeper, and now the gatekeepers are being targeted. Now the minions are being targeted. The puppets are being targeted. Everybody who's did the bidding for white supremacist society and all the people that targeted Black Americans so they can get some brownie points from white folks, now they're all being targeted. So they want to come to the table and they want to negotiate with Black Americans. You only want to talk to us when the W man is targeting you. So I want you to have that same energy with us that you had before, because we're going to have the same energy with you as we've always had. You over there, we right here. Your business ain't my business, and let ICE go ahead and deal with it. F everybody, let ICE sort them out. That's the type of energy that we're on. And family, they don't know what to do about that. Yeah, absolutely. All them crimes, yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm saying. All them little things that they was blaming on us, getting them little laws passed for themselves. Yeah. They didn't think that we know about none of that, huh? They didn't think we'd remember any of that, huh? I remember all the news studies and all the things that they were saying about black folks. Now it's on you. Everybody's being targeted. Everybody's being targeted right now. And that's a damn good thing. I want everybody to be targeted. Everybody gonna get the smoke in America. What's going on right now in the United States of America, what's going on right now, brothers and sisters, is what went on in Cuba. See, in Cuba, what it was is a lot of those Cubans were okay with racism towards the darker complected people. And then when Fidel Castro ended up becoming the president, what he did, he started basically going after everybody. Everybody ended up getting targeted by him. And this is why all of them fled. And this is why all of them ran. That's why. I'm telling you right now, this is exactly why. And all them people in Cuba, family, they left Cuba because they were being targeted. And they were okay with the targeting as long as it was going towards the darker complected people. And when they realize that it's not just the darker complected people, everybody's getting it, then you have this. So this is why we say these people truly, genuinely don't have a problem with the system of supremacy. They just have a problem with the role in the system of supremacy. That's why everybody was showing damn banana boats in the 1980s. That's why, family. They were showing up on them banana boats in the 80s because they were running around saying, Fidel Castro, oh, I don't mind you being a dictator as long as you're dictating to the darker complected, melanated Cubans. I don't mind you beating up people disappearing in the middle of the night. No, who cares about that? As long as you're being anti to all the other people. When Fidel Castro said, everybody gonna get it. Then they said, well, hold on now. I'm hopping on a banana boat. And y'all know who's on the banana boat with him? It was Dr. Kubar Vasquez. Dr. Kubar, he's Cuban. He was on that boat with him, on the banana boat. And then they all came here to America. That's what's happening right now in the United States. In the United States of America, everybody's being targeted. And you can see that they don't like everybody being targeted. They're only okay with black people being targeted. And when it's not black people and it's them, then they want to come to the table and have some type of discussion. We ain't having no damn discussion. We're going to sit down and we're going to handle business and we're going to talk about what needs to be talked about and we're going to do it in our own fashion. And family, let me tell y'all how quick these people are. When I tell y'all that these people jump from ship to ship, they jump from something that rhymes with ship and it starts with a D, and they jump from that to that as well. All the things that the Democrats do for the Latinos, and a lot of Latinos we know have been voting for the Republican Party. The Democrats are in a position right now where they put all their eggs in the basket of illegals. And the illegals don't subscribe to liberal anti-black racism. Let me phrase this as we just went into Cuba. My brothers and sisters in here, we got a hell of a lot of certifieds, right? Yeah, the tether banana boat. Yep. You guys know the system of supremacy. I want everybody to know the system well. Let me focus on this. If you guys notice right here on the Black Alpha Network, we continuously focus on black empowerment and taking out the system of white supremacy and replacing it with a system of justice, a system of justice for us. Y'all know, while all these different things go on and people have all these different conversations, have y'all noticed, Black Alpha, I'm always keeping people focused on the main thing, which is the system of supremacy and black empowerment. Everybody's going to have all these sidebar conversations, but I don't want us to lose sight of that because this is the major factor and the major component in all of this. We're going to roast tethers, but remember, tethers are an extension of the system of supremacy. We're going to roast these illegals. They're an extension of the system of supremacy. When you're dealing with the supremacists, they are supremacists by nature. So therefore, never lose sight about the system of supremacy. You have to view everything through the guise of the system of supremacy, or if not, everything else will confuse you, like Neely Fuller says. I don't know about nobody else, but y'all know right here, we're going to always focus on the system. And one thing they don't like is that when I call out the system of supremacy, I'm talking about the Democrats and the Republicans. See, when you call out the Democrats and the Republicans and you stay focused on supremacy, they can't dump MAGA onto us. Y'all know that's the main thing. It's deflection. Whenever you call out the Democrats, the first thing they got to do is paint you to be a Republican. But when we say, oh no, both of them are racist. Your ass is racist on the left, he racist on the right. Your ass is racist as a liberal, he racist as a conservative. You are a Democrat, he's a Republican. They don't like when we call out both sides of the system. And I want everybody to understand this. Continuously always bring up white supremacy. Because when you bring up supremacy, they can't pigeonhole you into MAGA. They can't pigeonhole you into immigrants. They can't pigeonhole you into liberalism. When you call out the system of supremacy, that indicts all of them. So now they're stuck. So this is what I'm always focusing on. And I'm telling you right now, I was talking to a Democrat not that long ago. I said, oh man, y'all ain't nothing but some damn supremacists. He said, you sound like MAGA. No, I think MAGA's just as racist as you. I think, matter of fact, you guys are both supremacist brothers. Y'all know what he did? He said, shit, damn, I thought that was going to work against him. I thought I was going to weaponize the whole political back and forth game. I said, oh, you thought you was going to left right me, didn't you? No, it ain't about left or right. It's about supremacy. And all of your community are supremacists. They packed their stuff and left. I call that a knockout, sponsored by Black Alpha. And family, I'm going to show y'all this right here when I talk about this. This is what I mean. These individuals subscribe to supremacy done by conservatives. Because when you go to Cuba, you go to Puerto Rico, you go to Chile, you go to Nicaragua, these places, they don't play the game of pretending to be a friend of a black person. You got to understand, in the system of supremacy, which we're going to always highlight and focus on, in the system of supremacy, tactics vary. So one supremacist feels that he's going to pretend to be your friend. The other supremacist is going to say, I'm not going to be your friend. They're going to good cop, bad cop you forever. This is what Brother Malcolm X was talking about the fox, okay, and the lamb. This is what he was always talking about back in the day. We see that if somebody comes here from Cuba, they ain't playing games and pretending to be down with black people. No, they'd rather go get with the conservatives. See, because you got to understand, in Cuba, they don't do the liberal supremacy. You got to remember this, fam. In America, the United States of America, this is relatively the only place where you see covert supremacy that pretends to be friends with black people so you can undermine us. They don't really do this in all these other places. They like just hardline supremacy. This is why a lot of people say it's just as bad dealing with somebody who is from the Caribbean or from Latin America or from Africa as it is dealing with a W from the trailer park. Minions of supremacy, they relate and regurgitate hardline white supremacy. Minions of supremacy, they don't really do the faking and the phoniness. That's typically for W's. W's do all that. Hey, I'm your friend, man. Vote blue no matter who. What's up, dog? They don't say what's up, dog, in Cuba. They don't say what's up, dog, in Chile. They don't say what's up, dog, in Mexico. They come straight with it. F you, you the N-word, get the hell out of here. And that is more of the Republican style. So now that I lay that on the table, do you see why immigrants come to America and they vote for Republicans? If you want to, fam, we got to psychoanalyze why people come here from foreign countries and immediately subscribe to conservatism. Because think about it, y'all. Democrat racism gives you EBT cards. Democrat racism gives you hotels. Democrat racism gives you free money, free access. Democrats are in the street right now fighting for illegals to come here. The Democrats do all this stuff for Mexicans and Latin folks and Africans. But yet them same Mexicans, Latins, and Africans vote for the conservatives? What's the reason behind that? It's because they view the way that liberals do supremacy as weak, because they don't do that in their homeland. They much rather come here and say, man, listen, in Cuba, all we do is run up in them N-words' houses, snatch them up. That's how they play the game. In Mexico, we ain't playing games. All that stuff Joe Biden and Barack Obama and rolling, you got to pretend to be black folks' friend. They don't do none of that in Latin America. In Latin America, that stuff look just like the Klan. That's why they come over here and they join it. That's why the Proud Boys and the Boogaloo Boys, that's why a lot of their leaders were Latino dudes. And family, how do you know this is the case? Look, this is what we mean. Look at this lady right here, family. This woman says, what have Democrats done for us? Y'all look at this, fam. The average immigrant wants to be Donald Trump. They don't want to be Joe Biden. That's why they vote for MAGA.
How many insults are thrown at me? How many people tell me I'm a traitor? How much people tell me I have a nopal en la frente? Like, there's nothing. I mean, absolutely nada that will ever convince me to vote Democrat. I mean, nothing.
Nothing that will make her vote Democrat. But the Democrats give your people all the tandem. The Democrats are open borders. This woman's family is probably illegal and she still wants to vote for Donald Trump.
At all, okay? And let me tell you what I will never vote Democrat. Very simple. One, I'm not a part of the LGBT community. Duh. Two, I don't hate white people and I'm not racist. Three, I don't believe in abortion. It's not right. Especially up to 9 months. That's crazy. And then 4, I know how many genders there is. So I don't have a problem with common sense, okay? Anything else, you can cry about it, you can complain about it. But to me, the real traitors are always going to be, I can only speak for my kind, my race, my nationality, my culture, whatever, however you want to flip it. Though, for me, the biggest traitors are the Mexicans that are Democrats, because
the biggest traitors are the Mexicans that are Democrats. Fam, don't get it twisted. This represents the majority of their community. This ain't just a one-off, y'all. Hell no. Remember, the illegals in the streets, those are only the Democrats out there. The ones that ain't in the streets or are at home, those are the ones who are MAGA. There's a lot of illegal Mexicans that are supporting MAGA, and they're not protesting with the ICE out protest.
They can't tell me one thing a Democrat has done for us. And then they mentioned DACA. DACA is like the only thing that they mentioned. Like, okay, well, Obama did DACA. Let's break it down. What does DACA really do for you? It protects you from being deported, right? If you are going to school and you're working. And to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't mind being corrected if I'm wrong, you know? You might know more than me because I'm not a dreamer. But every 2 years or so, they have to keep reapplying or something.
She don't even like Obama and DACA, y'all. She don't want them. She don't want none of the things that let them come to America. This is why I say these people are traitors, man.
They didn't do nothing. Nothing. You guys can't tell me one thing that they have done for us. And I'm still waiting. I'm still hoping that one person in the comment that's a liberal can tell me, what law did they pass? What did they do to make sure that us hard-working Mexicans can stay here in the United States permanently?
What have they done for all the hard-working Mexicans to stay in America? I don't know. Go out on the front line and protest for you. Bring in 30 million of y'all in 4 years. Fight y'all about everything other than their own position in America. Y'all see what I'm talking about? So think about this, family. Whenever you are on the side of all of these illegals, you are in a position where the illegals are on the side of MAGA any damn way. Let's go there. This is what they don't want to talk about because that upsets the narrative. They're upset because Black Americans understand we know what really goes on up here with them individuals. They're not coming to America to play games. All right. They're not coming to America and be like, you know what we're going to do when we get to America? What we going to do? Let's go pretend that we like Black folks. Because in her homeland, they don't play them games. She said she don't want DACA. She don't want none of that stuff. She don't give a damn. She said it is MAGA all day because that version of supremacy is the version of supremacy that they hold in the highest regard. Yup. And this is why, family, when you are an aficionado on supremacy and you focus on supremacy and you always are out there, we got to remember, y'all, the name of the game is Black empowerment and it is reparations. Everything else that pops up is just an extension of that. So therefore, we're going to focus on those two things. And when you focus on it, you see the way these people absolutely positively work. That's how they are. Any brother and sister who's ever been down there, you see what it's like. Let me tell you something, fam. When you go down to Latin America, which I've been, when you go down to Latin America, they ain't running around here acting like liberals. I'm going to tell you right now, Mexico looks more like W's in Texas than it looks like W's in the Hamptons. It's a whole different game, fam. They're not down there looking like loony liberals in Mexico. Mexico is more so acting like they are high-class conservatives, not loony liberals on the weekends. That's the difference between both of those. And we see it. Absolutely. They got a caste system. And that's another thing as well out there. You got to remember this too. In the system of supremacy down in Latin America, their racism is more color-based. See, here in America, you can go get you a supremacist right now from the trailer park. Go get you a supremacist from the trailer park with some meth. If you're dark-skinned, but you act like a W person, W's in America will rock with you. They don't care. You could be, damn, if you're light-skinned as a Black person, but you talking pro-Black stuff, they're going to say, oh, we don't want nothing to do with you. If you dark-skinned and you tap dancing, they'll say, come on in. That's how the W racism operates in America. When you go to Latin America, it's all about color. They don't give a damn. You could be dark as hell, and you could be running around here talking about some Viva la Raza. They're going to say, we don't want to hear that. If you light skinned and you talking about black empowerment, they're going to say, I don't agree with it, but you come on in because you like. Their system is more on what you look like. In America, it's more what you say. Here in the United States, they want to hear what's coming out your mouth. They don't really give too much of a damn. Okay, you black, but you're light skinned, but you talking that black power stuff. Damn skin color, you can come on in if you talking like we do. That's the difference between the two of those, family. Shout out to you, family. We're here working. Shout out. That's how it is. So you got to always understand those are the dynamics of the system of supremacy. Dynamics, quite frankly, fam, a lot of people don't bring up. And this is why I always tell y'all, the puppets and the minions of supremacy, they're far more hardline than your average supremacist because they got to win supremacy over. They got to go the extra mile. It's kind of like a guy who's weak. What they always say, they say a weak person a lot of times is a dangerous person because the weak person is operating off of fear and they got to prove something. That's how the minions and the puppets are. The puppets and the minions got to prove that they're a good supremacist puppet. They're a good supremacist minion. And the number one way to score brownie points in the system of supremacy as a puppet is to be anti-black. But you can't be halfway. You got to be all the way anti-black. This is why you see puppets and minions who are typically immigrants who come to America, they practice the most egregious supremacy towards us because they want to be seen in high favor. Man, we go there all damn day long. Boy, they don't want no problems. They know what time it is, family. We're going to do roast. We're going to break it down. We're going to get there and we're going to ride. I know people be saying, they be like, Black Alpha be animated. He be moving around and he be doing his thing and stuff. And I tell everybody, all of my foundational Black Americans, we speak the way we speak with our energy is because foundational Black Americans are here to stay. Remember that, y'all. Let's go. When you got that soul in you, you got that soul in you, fam. We here to stay. And that's what they cannot accept. Let me show y'all this as well, since we out here laying it on the line and we putting it on the table. As we go down the line and we call out all these individuals who ain't got no damn business being around FBA. Now they're also saying this, family. Why don't we just drop the term illegal immigrant and why don't we just start saying human being? So now, family, they don't want to even use immigrant anymore. They want to say humans. Watch this. Here we go. Y'all look at Julio Romero Gonzalez. He got a statement. He says, we're humans, not immigrants, not illegals, not aliens.
Born here on the same planet. So we were all born here on the same planet. So explain how people are illegal immigrants and illegal aliens. Like what? That's how you describe human beings? Like, how are we illegal on this planet? Explain. And just because we colonize other countries and shit like that doesn't mean that, you know, these countries are viewed as like its own realm, its own planet. Like, that just doesn't make sense, bro. How people are illegal aliens and illegal immigrants. Explain to the Native Americans about that. We were all born here on this.
Stop. This man don't even want open borders. He wants open earth. Y'all see how desperate these people are? This man wanted open earth, y'all. He said, why can't we all just be human on earth? This man want an open planet. He don't even want none of that. He said, just get rid of all the words, family. We just going to be one big earth where everybody can just show up. No, there's borders for a reason, Julio. Julio, there's borders for a reason. That's what this man is. He running around here talking about, why can't we just be humans? Everything now is a play. And it's something I've been noticing. And I wanted to ask you guys if you guys have been seeing the same thing, because I've been seeing it. Have y'all noticed now they're kind of on this quest of trying to get rid of the term immigrant? Have y'all noticed that, family? Y'all notice that they're kind of like, yo, let's quit saying immigrant. Let's just say something different. They don't want to say immigrant no more. That word has now a bad connotation to it. And that's because of delineation. Delineation now is making everybody have to put their homeland on their headlines. Your homeland gonna have to be on your headline. Meaning if your ass rob a bank, you're gonna see your homeland on the headline. Your ass unalive somebody, we gonna see your homeland on the headline. Your ass comes into this country illegally, or you scam American taxpayers out of billions of dollars. Your homeland is gonna be on the headline. No longer can you do something that makes the headline, but you put my homeland on the front page while you don't never mention yours. You'll sit there and rob 100 banks, commit 100 crimes, and just be a black person, to where all black people got to take ownership for what some melanated person did who just got here last night with open borders. Now your headline, homeland, connected. Therefore, everything you do, you got to own it. So have y'all been seeing now they want to reclassify the term immigrant? They want to come up with something else. If you remember, wasn't it Barack Obama who came out and he was trying to get rid of the term illegal alien? See, when I'm old enough to remember, how many of y'all remember? I'm an 80s baby, for those who want to know. I'm an 80s child. How many of you guys remember when it was illegal immigrant, another era? Illegal immigrant was like 2002. Anything before 2002, I remember when it was illegal alien. Straight up off rip. It was illegal alien. That was what they called them. It wasn't nothing between. All this migrant, illegal immigrant, refugee, all that stuff was later, fam. How many of y'all remember when it was straight up illegal alien? That's that. Nobody was trying to hear anything other than illegal alien. Yeah, I see y'all. Yep, you remember that? Uh-huh. Yep, I believe Barack Obama was the one who came around. And he was like, oh, let's call it, they're migrants. They come here and they want a better life and all that. Remember that, family? Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, I remember that. It was straight up illegal alien. What Trump did, he started bringing back illegal alien. He started saying, y'all some aliens. That's what y'all are. Y'all some damn aliens off rip. Ain't it funny, by the way, the last guy talking about he wants open borders on Earth and he's an illegal alien. Yeah, you is talking about space, right? Because that's where your ass be going around the atmosphere. That's what they want to do now. They want to change it and make it look like it's something else where we can kind of get off that name, because that name has been hurting them. They don't really like that, fam. They don't like that term, y'all. That term is just way too much, because it has a negative connotation to it. The connotation is not what they want. And let me tell y'all what they do want. What the Democrats want to do is get in office and they want to abolish ICE. This is why I say, family, if the Democrats were to win again, the first thing they're going to try to do is open the borders again for the next time. Look at this lady right here, family. She's out there on the floor and she's telling everybody that we need to just get rid of the whole Department of Homeland Security. Straight up and down. Look at this, fam. This is what they want. And these are who they're bringing in, family. Look at this. She said straight up, they just want to get rid of the Department of Homeland Security.
That's what the American people are doing right now in the streets of America. That's what they're using to protect themselves. Whistles and their cameras. That's what they're doing against a fascist army. Speaker Johnson says, quote, ICE is doing what ICE is designed to do. That's what he said. How many more of our neighbors have to be executed? How many more of our neighbors have to be killed? I refuse to send another dollar to the Department of Homeland Security. My residents don't want their tax dollars going to execute people in the streets, abduct 5-year-olds, tear gas children, and separate our families. This is what the Trump administration is doing right now with DHS funding. It's a fascist army and it's shameful. I grew up in Southwest Detroit, Mr. Speaker, with 20 different beautiful ethnicities. We were the northern border. And what my community and our community kept telling us back then during its creation, literally, is they told us they are violating people's civil rights. We do not feel safe with them in our community. People were jogging around our parks and getting stopped to be asked what their legal status was. They were militarizing Southwest Detroit. They told us back then, stop funding ICE. Kristi Noem has violated the United States Constitution, eroded due process, and again violated federal processes and laws by preventing members of Congress already from conducting oversight in their facilities. Shame on them. This is not an agency, Mr. Speaker, that can be reformed. You can impeach the secretary and she needs to be impeached. But this is an agency that was created to do what it's doing now. It is built on violence and racism. ICE must be abolished. Kristi Noem must be impeached. These murders should be prosecuted. I'm not looking for people to get fired. I'm looking for them to be truly held accountable for killing our loved ones, for ripping our children from our arms. Not one more penny should go to this agency that terrorizes our communities.
There you go, brothers and sisters. That's what the Democrats want right there. No more ICE, which means no more deportations, which means more people can come in here and say that they built America. There you go, fam. This is why it's all about pushback from us. This is why we watch and we witness the way these people operate, and we shut it down in real time in full speed. You see that right there. I don't like, again, fam, the Democrats are just openly at this point telling you. They straight up telling everybody, yo, it's illegals all day. It's illegals all day. They don't want damn about nothing else. It's going to be illegal, and nothing in between. And if that's the way that these individuals are trying to run the game, then let these individuals run the way they want to run it the way, and the way we run in it is different than all of them. That's the way we've been moving, and we've been watching the way it's been functioning. But on top of that, family, we've been seeing it, the game plan, the end game. And the end game for them is just everybody. So what we happen to be doing, and while it is happening, is we're watching right now the Democrats, they got to be married to the illegals. This is the beautiful part about it, y'all. Let me ask this question, fam. Do y'all see Democrats challenging Donald Trump on education? No. Do you see the Democrats challenging Donald Trump on economics? No. You're going to have some Democratic shield and they're going to be making up lies. No, we challenge him on this, and this. No, the hell you didn't. You lying. Do you see the Democrats challenging Donald Trump on anything other than illegal immigrants? They put all their chips on the table, and all of them say illegal immigrants. The Democrats now are telling everybody they will DIE on that hill for illegals. They're not even fighting for any other aspect. If Donald Trump was smart, I'd go out there right now and pass every law outside of immigration, because they're not going to fight you on it. The Democrats are only concerned right now is fighting for illegals, whether that be right there on the floor, talking about no more ICE, no more Department of Homeland Security. They want to impeach Kristi Noem, but they didn't want to impeach Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, who allowed millions of people to come over here during their term while she was the border czar. Remember, this time 2 years ago, Kamala Harris was the damn border czar. How'd that work out? They're not fighting Donald Trump on anything other than illegals. So what's happening now is that you're seeing a shift in America that will go on forever. You know how they're always talking about the Democrats were this way and the Republicans were this way, and they started the KKK and then they made a flip. Right now, what you're seeing is the shift between the Democrats of yesterday and the Democrats now. The Democrats of yesterday used to always use black folks for whatever they can get. Give us nothing, lie to us. Tell us how they're going to come save us from the racist Republicans, get in office and tell us we can't do nothing for y'all because the evil Republicans. The Democrats had black people in a perfect position for a scoundrel, for a liar, for a thief. They promised us that they were going to help us fight racism from Republicans. And when they became president, they tell us they can't do nothing because they can't stop the racist Republicans. It was a real hustle, fam. During the campaign trail, promise us they're going to save us from the evil racist Republicans. Soon as they get the presidency, then their excuse was the same thing they said that they were going to go out and do. Democrats need Republicans because the Republicans are who they point to get us to go vote for them. And then the Republicans are who they point to when they make the excuses that they can't do nothing for us. I don't know how the hell anybody was falling for that one. I used to be sitting there thinking, wait a minute. So they tell you they're going to save you from racist Republicans during the campaign. And then they use those same racist Republicans as the excuse on why they can't do nothing for you. That don't make no sense. That's lying right to your face. Shameful too. Spineless. And that's what they always did. I'm going to save y'all from them racist Republicans. Then it turns around and says, well, no, I can't do nothing. Why? Because the racist Republicans is going to block it. Isn't that always their excuse, family? Whenever they got in office, we can't do nothing. Why? The racist Republicans. So now you're starting to see a shift that the immigrants and the Democrats are being intertwined. The world is watching all of this play out. There's no going back now. It's clear now. Democrats love illegal immigrants more than they love Americans. And there's bodies in the street now to prove it. And Black Americans are disassociating ourselves with them. So that same shift that they always talked about, Republicans and the Democrats, they change roles. Now you're starting to see a political metamorphosis change, and it's going back to all of them. Y'all watch this right here when I show you. This is what I mean by these individuals, and this is what I mean by they flipping all over the damn place, family. This is what they do, and this is what happens to them when they do it. Out there running up on agents, family, and it gets real. Watch this.
A federal agent violently slamming a woman to the ground, then deploying pepper spray as a crowd of observers approaches. Tomas Rebecki was one of the people hit directly.
I was just in shock. I was just making sure she was okay. And the next emotion that kicked in was anger for someone to throw a woman that hard to the ground. And act tough until other grown men started walking up to him.
The man we spoke with says he's a volunteer for a local immigrants' rights group, so he decided to come down here and observe. But what happened next, he says, was completely unnecessary. Rebecca says the group of citizens was there to peacefully observe and
Damn! Family, she went for a flight. Look at that boy. He threw. Look at this, fam. Look at her thrower.
Rebecca says the group of citizens was there to peacefully observe and document ICE activity in their community. At no point, he says, did they pose any physical threat to officers.
It was really crazy, excessive use of force, and there was no need for what they did.
What did you talk throwing a woman to the ground?
One person was taken into custody during this incident. You can see agents walking that person to a van as the altercation continues. Repeatedly, the agent who used the pepper spray can also be seen raising it again, appearing to warn the crowd to keep its distance.
That's why we have to be there to observe. Like this, they'll twist the story, they'll change it, and like that's why we need to be there recording, observing, and yeah, pushing back when they're using force against innocent people.
Rebecca is a father of two, not someone he says that is looking to put himself in a danger.
Wait a minute. Maybe I'm hearing this wrong. Are they calling this guy Rebecca? Wait, bam, ho. I keep hearing Rebecca. I thought they were talking about the woman who got body slammed. Is this man's name Rebecca? Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute.
And like that's why we need to be there recording, observing, and yeah, pushing back when they're using force against innocent people.
Rebecca is a father of two, not someone he says that is looking.
It is. Goddamn, Rebecca. Boy, you got men Beckys now. How you got men Beckys? What's next? A man Karen?
To put himself in a dangerous situation. But being out here in situations like this is personal, citing his family's immigration history and the support they provided each other while living countries apart. He says what happened this week will not discourage him from getting back out there again.
This community, like the times that come together, and that was like got my family through it, and that's what's going to get us through this time. So it's just any little thing we can do.
We called the local volunteer group that the woman who was taken to the ground was a part of. She declined to comment about the situation. We also asked the Ventura County Sheriff's Office about what happened. They said they're aware of the incident, but directed all questions related to it to ICE.
Damn, the same ICE that they want to get rid of. Damn, they out there slamming. Who say, Marin? You ain't lying. You got Rebecca and Marin. Goddamn. They don't know what to do, family. They don't know what to do, and that's why we so far away from them people, fam, because all of that nonsense that they got going on there, keep it on over there. Black Americans, we good. We good. So what do we see here, fam? You have all of these individuals talking about who built America. Black Americans shut all of that down. Everyone knows unequivocally that foundational Black Americans built the United States of America. Foundational Black Americans are the originators. Anybody who's out here false claiming to be the originator, we've exposed them, and it's to the fact that everybody understands it. What we are in now, fam, is the enforcement stage. We're not in the realization stage. We're not trying to get people to realize this. We're not getting people to feel where we're coming from. Do you hear me? We ain't doing none of that, fam. We're telling everybody. See, there's a difference when you ask or when you tell. See, foundational Black Americans as a grassroots, we have an energy of I'm telling you what it is, and how you feel about it don't really matter to me. It's non-consequential. It means nothing. I'm telling you what it is. You guys see how far we've moved when we told people what it is? We didn't ask people to quit saying people of color. We told them. We didn't ask people to quit saying Black and Brown Coalition. We told them. We didn't say, hey, can y'all please stop calling us African American? We told them you better stop calling us African American because we ain't from Africa. We foundational Black Americans. And now that we've told everybody that we're foundational Black Americans, now they're calling us foundational Black Americans. You ain't have to yell. You ain't have to scream. You ain't have to plead. You ain't have to beg. Only thing you had to do was stand on business, stand on 10, and let everybody know exactly how you feel. And since we did that, now everything that we already know, they know. That's why I tell everybody, we're not creating a distinction. We're enforcing it. Regulated style, certified. And foundational Black Americans being certified, oh man, they shook. Oh man, they shook. Somebody in the chat, you made a good point, talking about ICE agents and how ICE agents are mostly Hispanic. That's a good point. And I had this right here loaded up in the queue. Right here, family. Look at this guy. He sees another Latino guy who's an ICE agent, and they have a nice little Julio conversation. And Julio says, hey, Julio, why are you locking up other Julios? And Julio says, hey, Julio is illegal. And if Julio comes around Julio, then Julio got the Julio go because he wants to serve his W master. Family, they be Julios until the white man show up. Shout out to Rebecca and Marin. Here you go.
Latino tiene que hablar español, pero habla español, señor. You speak Spanish?
¿Qué se pregunta?
Oh, ok, la pregunta es, señor, si pudiera unos minutos. La gente está preguntando, la gente, la comunidad latina, que cuánto le pagan a ustedes por cada inmigrante indocumentado que ustedes arrestan.
Esto es lo que tiene que entender la gente. Nosotros no somos cazarrecompensas, nosotros somos agentes federales que estamos haciendo nuestro trabajo. No le crean las noticias que le están mintiendo diciendo que los pagan por persona. Nosotros estamos...
Oh, he done pissed off Julio. He said, you have to understand. You have one chance. Maria Hernandez sent me. And I will take you home. And I will go back to Rebecca. And I'll go to Karen. Until you realize that this country is for males. And then he said, males like me. That's what he feels, fam. He feels that he's the real W. And the people here locking up are the bad W's, but none of them is W's. Let's go.
Estamos agarrando a la gente que no tiene que estar aquí, que son criminales. Y lo dicen, agarran gente que no es criminal.
Ok, entonces una última pregunta, señor. No. Oiga, personas que están trabajando, que no tienen antecedentes penales, que no han hecho nada, que solamente no tienen papeles, ellos no tienen bronca. Ustedes no están arrestando a personas que no tengan récord criminal.
Eso no le puedo decir. No. Obviamente, la gente que está aquí ilegalmente, está aquí ilegalmente, señor.
Sí, pero ustedes andan buscando personas con antecedentes.
Sí, estamos buscando a la gente con antecedentes.
Gente que va a trabajar en la mañana no se tiene que preocupar.
Eso depende, señor.
Eso depende.
¿Con quién anden?
Ok, oye.
And then he walked away. Look at dude saying, as a Latino, he don't care. He don't care. Remember, old girl earlier said, I don't give a damn. She's like, I don't want DACA, I don't want nothing. That's it. These people flip-flopping. So these are the people that they said built America, family. The only people who built America are foundational Black Americans. We done went all the way down the timeline and we exposed all these different people. What's the one thing that we keep going back to is that there's no loyalty to America for people who say that they built America. If you want to see real loyalty, find a person who created something. Nobody loves you like your mama, okay? Even your daddy love you. You love your daddy. We all love our daddy. But let me tell you something. You come out your mama, okay? This is why somebody says about your daddy, you know, you might handle him. But what's the one thing? Black Americans, we in here right now. Shout out to the team. What's the one thing that's going to get you effed up more than anything if you say it to any Black American? Is it F your dog? Is it a joke about your cat? Is it a joke about your cousin? Don't get me wrong. You going to get that work if you talk about the cousin. Yeah, you're going to get that work. You say something about my brother, yeah. You say something about my sister, yeah. You say something about my dad, you going to get that work. But see, you understand, my daddy's a man. Now, if you say something about who, you going to get that work first. Say something about a Black American mama, and then you going to find out real fast. Fam, people will knock you out if you say your mama jokes. There ain't too many your daddy jokes or your cousin jokes. I see y'all in the family. Y'all feel, I see y'all. We rocking. We brothers and sisters, so we know. All the tethers in here, I know they said, what do they mean they mama? But I'm from Mama Africa. Mama Africa don't love me. I left her last weekend. You don't love your mama any goddamn way. Latino, he's saying the same thing too. I left my mom. She's still in the village by herself. They don't have loyalty to their mama, just like they ain't got loyalty to this country. We love and will knock your ass out over our mama the same way we will knock your ass out over America because we built it. Family, I done took you out in the ocean. You know I was going to bring you back to shore. We going to connect every dot. If I set it up, family, I'm only throwing it up in the sky so I can knock this home run out the park. And consider that ball out the park, family. Everybody going home. Say something about a foundational Black American mama and see what happens. And if it's grandmama, then it's going to be 2 times because that's mama twice. That's the way we feel about the United States. It's that type of loyalty. We love the family. You get that work about the family. But mama is off limits. That's how we feel about America. Why? It's because we built America. And a creation is the best love. It's unconditional. See, I want everybody to understand that. You could say a lot of things about Black people in the United States, but what needs to be stated clearly is that Black Americans have always had an unconditional love for America. Not the W's who live in America, not the government full of W's who live in America. I'm talking about the land. See, the difference between us and everybody else, we view America as us. America is a reflection of we. When we look into the mirror, we see America. Tethers always have to attribute America to W's. Remember when the Pan-Africans used to always come around and they would always metaphorically talk about America like they were talking about W's? You notice that America is always simultaneously spoken with white folks from everybody who's not a Black American. You ever notice that, family? Whenever they talk about America, and I'm talking about all the people across the planet Earth, all the Africans, all the Asians, all the Latinos, all the Arab people, you ever notice whenever they talk about America, they always say, white people, y'all feel how America's treated you? You see how this country feels about us? How can you love a country that did this to you? You ain't talking about the country. We built that. You talking about the W's who live here. That's who you talking about. Notice we separate America from the system of supremacy. The system of supremacy is not exclusive to the United States. How do you know? Because the system of supremacy is global and has colonized the whole damn planet. So you're not going to have the system of supremacy go across the whole damn world, colonize everybody everywhere they stop, but keep applying it to my country. Y'all ever notice, family? They'll sit here and tell us about how America is the W land because of supremacy. Then how come America is in Africa? Because Africa's been colonized by them same W's. How come America isn't the same type of metaphor that you use to everybody else? How come you don't apply W's to Latin America? They colonized that. They colonized the whole planet. How come W's colonized the whole planet, but you only associate their country with America? Because you know Black Americans are here and you don't want to attribute greatness to us. So you'd rather attribute greatness to them. And we've been the main one saying, what you mean America treats me bad? I'm an American. I built this thing. I'm lovely. What you mean America never loved me? I'm from this country, built it, and I love myself. We don't view America as white. All the immigrants view America as white. So doesn't that prove to you that immigrants didn't build America? Because if they did build America, they wouldn't associate and attribute America to the white colonizers. The people who attribute America to Black Americans, those are the people who built America, because Black Americans are the foundationals, if you feel me. That's how we get down over here, brothers and sisters. We gonna break it down to the T. We gonna flip over every stone. We see exactly what they're talking about. And when I tell y'all that we are foundational Black Americans, we talk about grandma, we talk about ma. Let me show y'all this right here. How many of my brothers and sisters in the house tonight can relate to this picture right here? Y'all about to go crazy. This right here is how we grew up. There ain't an African in this room. Look at this, family. Boom. How many of y'all remember them days? How many of y'all remember them days? That lady in the back, that's grandma. Might even be big mama. It could be your auntie. All them folks laying on the ground right there, that be us. That's foundational Black American. There go your cousins. There go your cousins right there. Y'all laid out, stretched out, having good. These are our memories, fam. We all remember them. That's how our life started right there. And it all happened right here in America. Boy, I'm getting chills, boy. I swear by God, I'm getting chills right here looking at that. I'm looking at the comment section. I'm getting chills on the back of my neck, man. You only get this if you certified, man. Only if you got that soul in you, fam. Only the FBA soul can give you the feeling I'm feeling right now as I read all you guys' comments, because they're exactly the same as mine. And we didn't sit down and come up with this, family. That right there is us, fam. How many of you guys remember this, y'all? How many of y'all remember them days? Playing all damn day long with your cousins, playing all damn day long, having a good time. And what's Big Mama over there doing? Watching all of us, taking it, looking at us, fam, making sure we good. I bet nobody run up in that house. How much y'all want to bet ain't nobody going to run up in that house? How much you want to bet ain't nobody going to come up in there with no smoke? How much you bet ain't nobody going to go over there and say anybody other than that built America? Fam, you don't do that for all this damn time and hold it down. You don't do this for all long that we've been doing it, family. Boy, y'all got me deep in here, man. I feel y'all. I feel y'all. You absolutely right, family. I am America. Yep, that's right. You're American and you're America. You can't break it up. You say grandma house right there, auntie house. You feel me, man? How crazy is this? I'm gonna make you cry. I apologize, my sister. You know I love you. Family, this is what we're talking about. You don't get this anywhere else. And how can all of this happen with us, family? I'm gonna put the picture back up, but let me see y'all certified faces real quick as I make this statement. I need to ask y'all this question. It ain't even a question, it's a statement. How can we have two 4,000 people in here. How can all of us right now have them same memories, them same stories? We got the same people. We're all telling you who it is. They go cousin right there, they go other cousin, they go grandma right there, they go auntie right there. How can we all have all of those stories and we've never sat down and talked about this? We never sat down and say, I'm going to say this and then you say that. This ain't the damn tellers. This ain't Shaboozey. This ain't a script. This ain't Ricky Minaj. This ain't no script. Yes, I said Ricky. This is foundational Black Americans. Ain't no tellers up in here. This is our story. This is our history. This is our country. This is our time. This is our lineage. And you can't say USA without FBA because there be none. We all got the same stories, all coming from the same country, which is a beautiful, long-lasting culture, the #1 lineage. And we're going to be here forever, y'all. Remember that. There will never be a time on this soil where there won't be foundational Black Americans by the mass walking up and down them streets. Let me tell y'all something. I know y'all want to replace and erase us. I know you want to get any old dusty ass tether who comes off a plane off an inner tube from a third world S-hole to show up and try to take our history and say my ancestors is your ancestors. No, your ancestors is on the other side of the planet in some damn village being a loser. Our ancestors will be protected, respected, or you will get checked. That's how we doing it. That's our culture right there. We've been out here holding it down. We've been the ones out here representing, and we won't sacrifice nor change that for nobody. The ancestral legacy will be protected, and the ancestral hijack will not occur. Not with us. And if you notice, family, let me give you the good news. If you notice, it's being protected. The same way you see the family right there and Big Mama watching over all the kids, and she's protecting them, that's us protecting our lineage. It's the same exact thing, fam. You see us protecting our lineage the same way that Big Mama's protecting them damn kids. And I know one thing about that foundational Black American household. I bet you won't run up on it. I bet you won't run up. I bet you won't run up. I bet if you see that house with them certified foundational Black Americans, you're going to keep your ass on the other side of the other side of the other side of the street, because this is some trouble and some problemos that you don't want. So you got to love it, man. You got to love it. You got to accept it. You got to respect it. But I'm going to tell y'all something crazy. I am about to trip y'all out. If you got tears in your eyes, man, you might have a couple more. Isn't it crazy right there, family, that you see that picture, right? You see that picture? We see it, right? Let me tell you the craziest part about that picture, though, family. The craziest thing is that's our version of foundational Black American family. Let me show you guys another version of foundational Black American family. Do you see that photo right there, brothers and sisters? Same foundational Black Americans right there that you see right here. The same ones you see right here, you see right there. Different time frame, different era, hell, a different century. But do you see the camaraderie? Do you see the family? Do you see them looking out for each other? Do you see them standing side by side and me telling my sister want to MF on this mother planet touch you? Do you see me telling my brother, I'm with you, I'm riding, whatever you need, I got your back? Do you see us saying the elderly will be protected? The babies will be protected? How do you got all of us foundational Black Americans right now in the present? And we sitting there looking at a picture of all of us sleeping over at our family's house and say, damn, we remember that. But none of us are old enough to remember that. And they were doing the same thing because those ancestors gave birth to these ancestors. And these ancestors are us in the present today. The same foundational Black American style, the same foundational Black American soul, the same foundational Black American spirit. The only difference is now is that we foundational regulators and we ain't playing with you all day. Family, you know I love y'all with a passion. Certified salute to the team. We done made it clear. Black Americans built America. Foundational Black Americans run the yard. And everybody else, they just run it. Know that. Believe that. Trust that. I want y'all to have a great weekend, though, family. I want everybody to have a great weekend. I appreciate the love, man. You guys already know what it is. I am your Black American brother. Love you guys all with a passion. Much love and respect. Hold the lineage down, y'all. Hold it down, y'all. We making gains, fam. We making gains. Notice, y'all, This ain't the one day I'm gonna struggle so my kids can struggle. This ain't the we submitting our life to the struggle so the future can live good. F that. We gonna live good right damn now so the babies can live right damn now. All that stuff where we gonna live, we gonna perish and just hope that one day we'll be free. Notice them days are over. Notice I never say struggle. I never say hardship. I always say exceptionalism. I always talk about being excellent because that's what it is, fam. You don't struggle for your kids to live good tomorrow. You bust heads today so they live good for the rest of their life. And that's the grassroots way, family. And that's what we're going to continue to do. And we've all made the decision in our mind, body, and soul, mentally, physically, spiritually. Speak it, believe it, receive it. That we ain't going to struggle for a better tomorrow. We going to regulate for a better today. And with that, I leave you, my brothers and sisters. Y'all have a great weekend. I love y'all with a passion. Black Alpha, #1 activist, certified 100, well represented. Y'all the livest chat in the world. Everybody want to be y'all, but can't nobody see y'all. I want you to enjoy your weekend. I want you to understand when you wake up tomorrow morning, as soon as your beautiful eyes pop open, that if you woke up a foundational Black American, you already won, y'all. And the job is done, y'all. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love for me, man. Certified salute. Always remember, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, no matter where you at, that Black is beautiful and beautiful is always Black. Peace and love. Free Human.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.